So can Arsenal continue the recent great form in the Premier League, or will Crystal Palace make it 5 games undefeated against Arsenal? This is Arsenal versus Crystal Palace live watch along. Hello, how are you doing? My name's Richard. Welcome back to my channel. Over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. This is going to be the live watch along of Arsenal versus Crystal Palace tonight from the Emirates. Kickoff is about 15 minutes away. We've got the team news in. I don't know if you've seen it yet. This is the Arsenal side that lines up tonight. So it's Bert Leno in goal as expected. Looks like a back four. Bellerin's back in at right back. The centre backs are David Luiz and Rob Holding. So Pablo Mari is out of the team, and it looks like Kieran Tierney is getting rested at left back, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles has come in there. He needs some game time. I'm sure he's not going to let us down. The two sitting in midfield, Ceballos and Xhaka. So no Thomas Partey in the starting lineup. And then the three just behind the strike, it's going to be Bukayo Saka on the right, Smith Rowe in the number 10 position, and then, of course, Aubameyang on the left. And then up front, Alexander Lacazette, of course, in great form at the moment. It's 5 goals in his last 4 appearances. The Crystal Palace side for today, this is how they line up. It's Guaita in goal as expected. They're back for it's Ward, Tompkins, Kouyaté dropping into centre back. They've got a few issues in that position. Of course, he's normally a midfield player. And Mitchell is the left back. And then in midfield, they've got Mihailovic and McArthur in the middle, Townsend and Eze in the wide areas, and then Benteke and Zaha up front. So it's almost a 4-4-2 essentially for Crystal Palace, although I'm guessing that Zaha and Eze will probably be either side of Benteke a lot of the occasions, and then Townsend will probably tuck in a little bit. This is the 2 benches, and so for Arsenal, obviously Renasson, the goalkeeper. Gabriel's back on the bench. Good to see him back. I'm pretty happy that he's on the bench, actually, easing back in gently. Cedric and Chambers are the other defenders on the bench as well. Great to see Thomas Partey as well on the bench. Let's hope he can get on the field at some point later on tonight. Is Willock, Willian and Pepe as well, alongside Eddie Nketiah, of course, the centre forward on the bench. So no Balogun again. Of course, we're still unsure about his future, aren't we? Whether or not he's going to be staying at the club or leaving. But he's not on the bench again. It's Eddie Nketiah. Of course, the subs there for Crystal Palace as well. Obviously, Jack Butland, the goalkeeper. They've got Van Arnholt, Scott Dan, Klein, of course, Nathaniel Klein and Gary Cahill. So they've got quite a lot of defenders on the bench, actually. I think Gary Cahill's not 100% fit. Our Crystal Palace fan, Jay, was on the show last night, was telling us about that. They've got McCarthy, Riedewald as midfield replacements, and then Batshuayi and Jordan Ayew up front. So they've got a lot of options as well. So I was quite surprised that Crystal Palace actually went with those sort of 3 players that we did talk about last night on the show, Eze, Zaha and Benteke. So it looks like he's actually going in quite attacking lineup, Roy Hodgson. So it could be a good open game. You know, we've got a couple of changes at the back from the previous couple of league games. David Luiz is back in. Of course, he played well against Newcastle. Got no problem with that. And of course, as well, there is Maitland-Niles as well coming in at left back in replace of Kieran Tierney. The fact that Kieran Tierney and Pablo Mari, neither of those two are on the bench, that tends to suggest to me that quite possibly there seems to be some sort of slight injury issues that they've probably got. I don't think it's anything serious. I think it's just literally going to be a case of giving him a rest. We've got a lot of big games coming up, including Monday night, of course, against Newcastle. So, yeah, I mean, I think that will be the reason for that. I'm not too worried about that at this stage. And, of course, Gabriel Martinelli wasn't quite able to make the bench tonight, but they are still hopeful. News coming through from the club that he may well be able to play some part on Monday, which would be great, wouldn't it? So the injury wasn't as bad as we first thought with that. So that's the team news anyway, which is, I say, it's good news, isn't it? I think with the team selection there, the team news that we've got. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think it could be quite an exciting open game. I think Crystal Palace are going to look to catch us on the counter attack. They've obviously got a great record, as I said at the very beginning. They're unbeaten in the last 4 against us. I say they're looking to make it five in a row tonight. Unbeaten against Arsenal, which will probably be their best ever run in history. Actually, we've always tended to do quite well historically against Crystal Palace. We've only ever lost to them 5 times in history. So yeah, I think Crystal Palace will be coming tonight looking to play on the counter attack. They've got a lot of pace and quality. Of course, Zaha, Eze, Benteke tends to cause us problems as well. He's been playing well lately, got a few goals. So I'm expecting it to be a tough game actually, but I'm confident that we can win, even having seen the team. Yes, we've made a few changes, but in the forward areas, with Smith Rowe, with Aubameyang, and with Saka, I think we've got real quality there to be able to open up this Crystal Palace defence. Let's bear in mind, of course, that the defence is a little bit under strength for Crystal Palace. I think we can really get at them. Russ is in the chat there. Yeah, I'm very well, mate. Hope you are as well. Looking forward to the game. Let's hope Arsenal can put in a good performance tonight and get the 3 points. It'd be good to get a 4th league win in a row, which would be the first time that we've done that since 2018, I believe. And not many teams this season in the Premier League have put together a run of 4 wins in a row. So, it's going to put us really back in contention for the top 6 and even the top 4. We're not miles away, are we? Let's be honest. So let's hope that we can get the win, but it won't be easy. Make no mistake about it. It's going to be a tough game. In my preview video the other day, I did say a 2-0 victory for Arsenal, having seen the team line up. So I think there might be more goals than that in it, actually. So I might change that to maybe 3-1, something like that. I think it might be now. So we'll see how that works out. But I don't think it's going to be an easy game at all. I think Crystal Palace are a good side. They've got good players. But I just feel as though, they've got a couple of injuries at the back, and I think that we're in good form. And I think that with the side that we've got, certainly in the attacking end of the pitch, I think we've got enough to win this game. So let's hope that is the case. Just to let you know, of course, this show's going out on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter at the moment. So wherever you're watching it, please give it a like. And if you haven't done so already, please come and subscribe to my channel on YouTube as well. I'm just coming up towards 250 subscribers, so it'd be nice to get there in the next few days if that's possible. So if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. And please share the content around as well. I've got some good stuff coming up on the channel, actually. Tomorrow I'll be doing a match review of this game, looking at it in a bit more detail, picking a man of the match, all the usual stuff on there. And then over the weekend, I will be previewing the Newcastle game. I'll have a preview video out. Plus, as well, I'll be getting a Geordie friends to come back on, John and Paul, to have a look ahead to that game. We won't go through all the previous player stuff that we did last week, but we will look at this game coming up on Monday as well in a bit more detail. So those coming up on the channel. So please subscribe and hit on the notification bell as well, so you don't miss anything that's going on. And I say, I'd just like to thank everyone for the support of the channel over the last few weeks. I've had a lot of new subscribers come on board. I hope you're enjoying the content. And yeah, so if you've got any comments to make about the game as it's going on, please drop them in the box as well. Keep me company as well as we go through. Mark's in the chat. All right, Mark, how you doing? Good to see you again. And Kevin as well. Yeah, we need to start fast. Yeah, I mean, if you notice lately, actually, we've not been playing it out as much from the back, have we? In recent games, and it's worked better. So let's hope that we continue to do that tonight, because I do feel as though that's where our problems tend to be of our own making when we try and play out from the back, because we're still not that good at it, are we? Leno's not that comfortable with the ball at his feet, and some of our defenders are, but it's just sometimes the distribution around there has caused us a few problems. So I'm hoping that we do play in a similar way to how we have been in the last few games, actually try and get the ball forward quicker and try to, not really play it out from the back as much, because I say it has caused us a few issues in the last few months. So I'm hoping we don't do that so much tonight, but we'll see. I just want to see a good game, actually, another good performance from Arsenal. Yes, there's a few changes to the side, so we need to understand that it might not be quite as flowing as some of the recent games. I mean, the West Bromwich Albion performance was fantastic, wasn't it, in difficult conditions? And I think maybe with this team tonight. Are we going to be able to play as fluidly as that? I'm not sure, actually. Kieran Tierney's a big miss. Left back, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? Great attacking threat as well. But I think Maitland-Niles will do a good job. I don't think he'll let us down at all. So I don't think there's too much of an issue there. He's maybe not quite as good of his delivery going forward, is he? That's maybe the downside to having Maitland-Niles playing in that position. But anyway, I'm not too concerned about that from a defensive point of view, actually. But of course, the last 2 seasons, Crystal Palace have got a result at the Emirates, haven't they? They got that quite a lively 2-2 draw last season. Of course, we were 2-0 up, wasn't we, very early in that game, and then Crystal Palace did get a soft penalty. They've had a few penalties against us, actually. Seem to remember Selhurst Park, was it the season before Unai Emery's first full season, where I think Crystal Palace get 2 penalties on that particular day. We drew 2-2. I think Mihailovic scored them both, didn't he? And then, of course, they got one at the Emirates last season. So they've had a few penalties against us in recent years. Of course, Wilfried Zaha does tend to win quite a few penalties, doesn't he, for Crystal Palace? So we'll have to watch for him. And of course, he scored a couple of goals against us as well lately, hasn't he? So he's obviously the danger man. And with, of course, Unai Emery's comments this week in an interview, didn't he, saying that he really wanted Wilfried Zaha last summer, or the summer before, sorry, when, of course, we got Nicolas Pepe instead. So it just makes you wonder really how different things might have been for Unai Emery and for the club in the whole, maybe, if we'd got Zaha, that previous summer, because he's a great player still, isn't he? He's obviously the main man for Crystal Palace, but he's got so much quality. He scored a lot of goals this season as well, and he scored goals in the big games against the big teams as well. He tends to do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a goal for Crystal Palace tonight, which is why I'm going for a 3-1 prediction. I do think they'll score, and I do think it will probably be Zaha again. But I'm hoping that we've got enough going forward to get the result. But we'll see. Obviously, of course, there's that news as well come through about the new director of football starting at Arsenal, the guy who was at the Premier League before. Richard Garlick, I think his name is. So we'll see what difference that's going to make. We keep seem to be making lots of changes behind the scenes, don't we, with directors of football and everything else that's gone on, people coming and going in the last few months. It's been quite upheaval going on behind the scenes. Let's hope we can get a little bit more stability now. And maybe this guy, Richard Garlick, can come in and do that job and give us that stability that we need behind the scenes before we can really push on the pitch. But yeah, so that's some interesting news today. I don't think it's going to make an awful lot of difference in terms of any transfers that we might make in January. I don't think there's a lot of money around, is there? Not just at Arsenal, in general in football, with no fans in the stadium still and everything else that's been going on, of course, with the pandemic situation and the impact that that's had on everybody, really. So yeah, I'm not expecting us to maybe bring anybody in, maybe a loan, possibly. Maybe 1 or 2 more out. I know Socrates is due to be leaving, possibly. I think there's a few deals in the pipeline, maybe for him. Even Liverpool, I've heard, maybe getting Socrates. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? If he goes there to replace, obviously, Van Dijk, who's out for the rest of the season, that could be an interesting development. Of course, we've had a centre-backs before go Liverpool, haven't we? Kolo Toure springs to mind. So it wouldn't be unheard of for that to happen. Yeah, Pepe was a club decision, not the manager. Yeah, exactly. It does seem strange, doesn't it? Surely, if you've got a manager, you bring a manager in, and surely then, if you're going to spend the club's money, you'd spend the money on the players that the manager wants. It seems crazy not to do that. And I don't know, maybe the structure at the club was slightly different behind the scenes. I think Arteta, that probably maybe wouldn't happen now. But we'll see. But yeah, it did seem a strange decision that to not back your manager. If you're going to be spending 70 odd million, which would have been a similar price for Zaha anyway, at least spend the money on a player that the manager actually wants, and he's going to build the team around. So it did seem a strange decision, and unfortunately, it hasn't. It's a gamble that maybe hasn't paid off, is it? Because let's face it, Nicolas Pepe has not settled very well at Arsenal at all, has he? And he's just not really cutting it, and it's resulted in that at the moment. Of course, he's not even in the team. He's not getting picked to start games, is he, very often? Certainly not in the Premier League now. He did start, of course, the FA Cup game against Newcastle, and I'm expecting he may well start the next FA Cup game as well, which is at the end of January, of course, against Southampton or Shrewsbury, of course, who we got in the draw the other night. bit strange that game was called off. I don't know if anybody knows what happened with that, because obviously Aston Villa played their under-18s team, didn't they, in the FA Cup due to the positive test for COVID, and Southampton had similar problems and their game got cancelled. I'm not really sure why Southampton didn't play, but anyway, I'm sure there's a reason for that somewhere along the way, but I'm not quite sure what that was or what that is. Seems like some clubs are handling this whole situation slightly differently to others, which seems a little bit unfair. I would have thought everybody should be treated the same, and everybody should be given the same opportunities to either play the games with a younger under-18s team or to cancel the games as Southampton did. But anyway, the teams are out. They're on the pitch. We're ready to kick off. Arsenal look as though we're going to be attacking the goal to our right in the first half, which is the clock end, for those who are familiar with the Emirates, the end where normally the away fans are in that corner. Crystal Palace are wearing their away kit. It's like a black with stripes. Quite a nice kit. We were talking about Southampton kits, the Crystal Palace kit, last night. They're always quite nice kits, and this away kit for Crystal Palace is a nice kit as well. It's black with red and blue stripes. It's quite a smart kit. But anyway, also obviously in their usual red and white kit as well. But Crystal Palace starting this game on the front foot, actually building an attack on the edge of the box, but it looked like it might have been a foul on Benteke, but it wasn't given. Arsenal can now break, and you can see the difference there. Maitland-Niles playing at left back. Kieran Tierney would look to go forward there, and Maitland-Niles just played a simple ball backwards to David Luiz. The referee, by the way, is Andre Mariner, who he's all right, isn't he? You know, they're all pretty much of a muchness nowadays, and of course VAR will no doubt put anything right that he gets wrong. I don't know whether any of you guys have been watching the Hector Bellerin documentary about his injury. I did watch the first episode today. Very, very interesting. That is really good as well. And it makes you kind of look at it from a different perspective a little bit. You know, I know he's maybe not quite 100% back to the levels that he was showing before the injury, but when you see what he's gone through, and I think it's one of them things, isn't it? You know, we don't understand it sometimes, how difficult it is for players to come back from an injury like that. And I'm just pleased to see him playing, actually. And I do think he's been playing quite well recently as well. So it's great for him. I say that's a good documentary. If you haven't watched it yet, do check it out. I think it's on, I saw the link on his Twitter page, but I think it's on YouTube. So definitely check it out. I think there's a few episodes. I'll be looking for another one tomorrow to see a few more of them, because it's really, really interesting. A good insight to what players go through when they're out for a long time injured. So that's really good as well. So yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. And as we speak there, in fact, Bellerin had the ball. We played it to Bukayo Saka down this near side. Arsenal's right. Smith Rowe's now got the ball and played it back. I mean, the game hasn't really settled down into any real pattern yet. It is still 0-0. 2 minutes played. Smith Rowe actually gives the ball away there, and Zaha tries a nutmeg on Granit Xhaka, but it was Dani Ceballos who brought the ball out. But it's now a throw to Crystal Palace on this near side. So yeah, they've got Koyate as a central defender. Of course, he is normally a midfield player due to a few injuries that they've got at the back. Gary Cahill's on the bench. They've just got him on the screen now. He looks quite cold, unsurprisingly. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but it's been snowing here. Still snow on the ground, so it looks okay at the Emirates, actually. That obviously the pitch is going to be great anyway, isn't it, with the undersoil heating? But I don't know what it's like around the stadium outside, if there's any snow around. Also coming forward, Dani Ceballos and plays it to this near side. Bukayo Saka cuts inside and finds Hector Bellerin, plays it wide to Emile Smith Rowe on this near touchline and plays it back to Bellerin. Also keeping possession quite well, not really doing an awful lot with it at the moment. David Luiz has now got the ball inside the centre circle, plays it to Rob Holding. Rob Holding, of course, was rested for that Newcastle game, wasn't he, in the Cup? He's been playing pretty well recently in the side. We've got some good options at centre half. This is a good move, actually, from Arsenal now. Come out to this to the left-hand side. There's good play there. I think that was Maitland-Niles. It's a good switch here to Smith Rowe inside the penalty area. Puts a cross in, but it's deflected into the arms of the goalkeeper, Guiata. But that was a good bit of play from Arsenal there, actually. It was Maitland-Niles down that left-hand side. Did really well. The ball came across, switched to Emile Smith Rowe on the right. He tried to get a cross into the box. It got deflected and straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. But that was Arsenal's first real good bit of passing there. Good move that was, actually. Let's hope that's the first of many to come in this game. Crystal Palace are going to be a difficult side to break down. They're very well organised under Roy Hodgson, aren't they? And so it's going to be a tough game. But hopefully our quality can shine through in the end and gets a victory. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Rob Holding, I'd say we've got a lot of options at centre back now, haven't we? With Gabriel back again on the bench. Of course, Pablo Mari's been playing well. David Luiz hasn't let anybody down this season, and obviously Rob Holding. So we've got good options there. I mean, Mustafi's still at the club as well, and of course Callum Chambers, who plays in that position. We do seem to have too many centre halves. Maybe it might be time to unload a few, maybe in January. But we've certainly got some good quality there now as well, which is good to see. And if we can add a little bit of quality to midfield area as well, then we may be getting somewhere. But this is good from Danny Ceballos. Nice movement in midfield there. He nutmegged one of the Crystal Palace players. Now Smith Rowe's over on the left, plays a good ball through to Maitland-Niles, but his cross is wild and it's gone straight over the crossbar. That's his problem, isn't it, on the left-hand side, whipping in across with his left foot. Unfortunately, his delivery is nowhere near up to the quality that Kieran Tierney provides. But Kieran Tierney's going to have a rest at some point, so why not now? But it was a good run, actually. He did a really good run there, Maitland-Niles. Got into a good position, but unfortunately, I say his left side isn't his strongest side, is it? And the cross went straight out of play, but it was good movement from Maitland-Niles, good pace as well, actually. And I say, I'm sure he's not going to let us down tonight, certainly defensively. I just hope he can maybe produce some better quality in the final third than he did there, because I think we're going to need that to help break down this organised Crystal Palace side. They just played a long ball up there. No Crystal Palace player was able to get it, and it's in back with Leno, who just rolls it to Rob Holding just inside the Arsenal penalty area, plays it out to David Luiz, and it's out to the far side now. Again, Maitland-Niles and Kevin. Yeah, it might be a problem with crossing. Yeah, I think it will be. We're certainly going to miss the delivery from Kieran Tierney, aren't we, from that side of the pitch? He does, put some great balls in, doesn't he? A lot of assists and chances he creates. So we are going to miss that. But let's hope that, someone else could maybe provide the cross, or, hopefully Maitland-Niles can put one or two good balls in and we can benefit from that. It seems strange maybe that Saka is on the right-hand side, actually, because he would be a good option on the left, wouldn't he, without Kieran Tierney there with his delivery that he's got. But having said that, he's done really well on the right as well, hasn't he? So versatile, isn't he, young Saka? What a great prospect he is. What a great player he is already, actually. But after coming forward again, it's Maitland-Niles. Had a lot of the ball in this early stages. That was almost a ball trying to play through to Saka, actually, but Crystal Palace defence cut that out. But Arsenal won it back. Saka's got it again on this near side. Does really well there. Finds Smith Rowe. Those two linking up well. But Smith Rowe's overrun it and it's gone out for a throw-in to Crystal Palace. Smith Rowe's another player in good form at the minute, isn't he? Playing really, really well. I heard a comparison with Paul Merson made similar. I suppose they are similar type of players, aren't they? Of course, Merson back in the day was a fantastic player for Arsenal. I think I don't think Smith Rowe scored as many goals as Merson did, but he's certainly got similar qualities in a lot of ways as well, hasn't he? So let's hope he can go on to have the sort of career that Merson had as well at Arsenal. Maitland-Niles got the ball again. I say he's been involved a lot in this early stages, these first 7.5 minutes. But say one poor cross, but he's doing okay so far. He just won the ball again, a header. It's picked up by Aubameyang, and he plays it back into Rob Holding inside the centre circle, inside our own half at the moment. It's now with Hector Bellerin. Cuts inside, makes a good run forward. Wasn't a good ball, actually, gave it away. He was looking for Granit Xhaka, but it wasn't the best ball to him, actually. But Crystal Palace had denied a break there. It was a good win back from Lacazette, working hard again, as you'd expect. Fantastic bit of play there. But again, it wasn't a great ball through, and Kouyaté at the back there deals with it for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace now can get the ball clear up to halfway. But it was a header there from Maitland-Niles, but it's actually fallen to Benteke, and he finds Eze down his left-hand side for Crystal Palace. Back into Benteke, comes back to Eze. Of course, he got that great goal, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago against Sheffield United. It's a shot from the edge of the box there. I think it was from Townsend. Yeah, it was. Andros Townsend, of course, a former Tottenham player. He would enjoy scoring against us, I'm sure. Again, he scored against us before, hasn't he? It was Eze and Benteke linked well there. It came to Townsend. It was about 25 yards out. He tried to curl it round into the top corner, but it was high and wide. Wasn't a great effort. Of course, I always remember that goal he scored against Manchester City a couple of years ago, wasn't it, at the Etihad? a fantastic goal that was, wasn't it? Goal of the month, I think it was. So he's certainly got it within him to score. And I seem to remember him scoring against us a couple of times actually in his career. So I say as a former Tottenham player, he certainly would enjoy those moments. But it's been a bit of a scrappy start to the game, if we're honest. We're coming up 10 minutes now, and it's not really been. Arsenal have had that one decent movement that we had a little bit earlier, but there hasn't been a lot of fluid play from either side. It's been very scrappy, really, so far. No real chances. So that long-range shot there from Townsend wasn't a threat at all to our goal, and we haven't really threatened their goal at all up till now. So, it's been a bit of a scrappy first 10 minutes. But hopefully, we can start growing into this game and get a foot in it, because at the moment there's no real pattern. Crystal Palace currently got the ball. They're just knocking it around well in their own half, keeping a bit of possession, looking for a forward pass there. It's into Zaha, plays the ball to Mitchell, the left back. I don't know much about him, actually, Mitchell, for them. He's a young player, come through their academy, as far as I know. But yeah, so he could be one to watch for. Obviously, Jade, a Crystal Palace fan who was on the show last night, was sort of saying I think he's rated quite highly, a bit similar to Wan-Bissaka, of course, who went to Manchester United. Obviously, he's a left back, Mitchell, but looks like he could be rated quite similar to he was. So could be a good young player coming through there, which would be good to see. I don't know if anybody watched the show last night, or the amount of players that have played for Arsenal and Crystal Palace over the years. Quite a lot in recent years as well. Seem to have been moving between the clubs. So it's just a shame that, of course, the one that we really wanted to move, Zaha, didn't quite happen. And I think maybe that's perhaps gone now. That ship may well have sailed, unfortunately, for us and for Zaha. I'm sure he would love to actually play for Arsenal. He's not made any secret of that, actually, has he? I hope he's not an omen, but Xhaka's given it away 3 times. Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't say it's just Xhaka. Yeah, he has done. I think it's been scrappy all round so far, actually. We haven't really got our passing on the go yet. Smith Rowe's given it away a couple of times as well. It just seems to have been the way that we've started this game. But let's hope that we can settle down and start getting our game going. We've given the ball away again. That was Maitland-Niles that time, actually, as we talk about giving the ball away. But yeah, it's been something that's been going through the team actually tonight so far. Xhaka's done really well actually to win the ball back. It was a good tackle on Townsend. So he did do well. I thought he was going to give away a free kick at first, but he held back and just won the ball, which was good to see. Now Bellerin's coming forward down this near side. Arsenal's right. Plays it into Ceballos, into Saka. A little bit better there. Good little link-up play. Ceballos switches the ball really well, actually, to Aubameyang over on the far side. He's just inside the penalty area now. Plays it inside, but it wasn't the greatest ball, actually. And it was cut out. And now Palace can look to break with Benteke. Of course, he scored a few goals against us, hasn't he, over the years, Benteke. And now Eze's got the ball. He's a little bit more central, actually, even from the left-hand side. Plays it into Zaha. And now Mitchell's who's coming up to support the attack. Quite interested to see him actually. He's quite highly rated player, but I don't know too much more about him. Not seen him play before. Crystal Palace now got the ball. They're just knocking it around quite comfortably at the back. Kouyate's got it now, just crossing over halfway line. Just plays it to the left-hand side to Mitchell. I think he was looking for a ball up the line, but there wasn't an option, so he's gone back to Kouyaté again. And he's played into Eze. Goes past Bellerin a little bit too easily. Actually, Eze's cutting inside, but actually Benteke's done well. But Danny Ceballos won the ball off him. Aubameyang's dropped him. It's a free kick given to Crystal Palace, actually, on the edge of the box. Xhaka's protesting his inside. I didn't really see what happened there, actually. It was on Zaha. He just maybe pulled him slightly. Not much in it at all. Very soft. He just touched his arm, actually. I wouldn't say that's a free kick, but they're often a free kicks that you score from, aren't they? The ones that were very soft. But anyway, it's been given, and Crystal Palace now have a free kick. It's about 30 yards from goal, just like it's the left-hand side of the penalty area. Looks like Eze's currently standing over it. He'll probably fancy his chances, actually, from that sort of range, possibly. It's quite a long way out. It'd have to be a good strike to score from there, but it is it's not a bad position. I don't know if he's going to hit it or if he's going to maybe just loft it into the penalty area, give Leno something to think about. But Arsenal have got 4-man wall. But it is going to be Eze curls it round the wall and it goes over the top harmlessly for a goal kick. But that was a fairly dangerous situation there. But yeah, he hit that too high. Young Eze, of course, who did start at Arsenal, didn't he? In Arsenal's academy when he was a young boy, and of course ended up at QPR, didn't he? Before signing for Crystal Palace last summer, and he's done well for them, hasn't he? Looks a good player. Does look a good player. So we need to watch him. But yeah, I say nearly 15 minutes played, and it has been quite scrappy so far. No real flow to the game. The Crystal Palace have started to look a little bit more dangerous, actually. And Xhaka does well there against Zaha this time. It wasn't a free kick. He had to stretch a little bit there under pressure from Wilfried Zaha. I'm sure he'll be keen to impress, won't he? Because he knows the interest that Arsenal had in him. And of course, he is an Arsenal fan as well. Oh, and Bellerin's done well there. Won the ball off Mitchell, cuts inside, plays the ball square to Smith Rowe. He plays it onto Aubameyang on the far side, and the crosses wasn't the greatest ball, actually. He looked to find Smith Rowe. Again, he was running into the box, but it wasn't the greatest ball, and Crystal Palace were able to get it clear. But that was a good break from Arsenal. Bellerin done really well, actually. Won the ball very high up the pitch, put the young fullback Mitchell under pressure, and then played a good pass as well to Smith Rowe. So that was another good bit of play from Arsenal. Just the final ball still been lacking a little bit, hasn't it? Maitland-Niles there with a really, really hard back pass to Leno that's gone straight out for a corner. That wasn't great either, actually, from Maitland-Niles there. Really overhit that pass back to the goalkeeper. He wasn't really under that much pressure either. And he's gone out for a corner. Could be a dangerous moment, this, actually. Silly mistake that from Maitland-Niles there. But anyway, let's hope we can deal with this corner. In fact, there's only one Crystal Palace player in the box at the moment. They're coming up now, the defenders. They're all in there now, actually. The ball comes in from the far side. Benteke gets up well, but Arsenal deal with it. And Aubameyang completes the clearance up towards halfway, but Palace have won the ball back. We dealt with that quite well. They had the big guns up there. Benteke done well to win the initial header, but Arsenal won the second ball and got it clear, which was good. And Zaha's been fouled again by Maitland-Niles on this occasion. Of course, just made that bad mistake, actually, that led to the Crystal Palace corner. But so it's a free kick now to Crystal Palace. It's about 15 yards inside Arsenal's half, just slightly to the left-hand side of the centre. It's going to be Kouyaté to take it. It's too far out to shoot or even do much with it, actually. And I think he might just play it short. He just chips it towards Benteke, actually, who gets round David Luiz, but the ball has gone harmlessly through to Bernd Leno. So 17 and a half minutes played. It is still 0-0. And there hasn't been a shot on target from either side yet. Crystal Palace have had a couple of shots at goal. Townsend had one over the bar with that free kick from Eze. And Arsenal haven't really created anything of note at all so far. Although possession-wise, I think Arsenal probably just about on top. Currently got the ball at the moment with David Luiz. Plays it square to Rob Holding deep inside Arsenal's half. Danny Ceballos now and Hector Bellerin. And it goes all the way back to Rob Holding again, just outside the penalty area. So Arsenal keeping possession of the ball, but at the moment not really able to find a good forward penetrating pass. I say Crystal Palace is shutting down the spaces quite well, as we expected them to do. It's a typical Roy Hodgson setup, but Maitland-Niles, Aubameyang, has done really well down the left-hand side. Can he whip a cross in? He cuts inside. Now he chips it into the box. Touch from Lacazette to Smith Rowe. It's just behind him. He sets it up for Xhaka, who thought about a shot. Instead, he gives it to Bellerin. Bellerin tries to cut. Oh, Bellerin's done well, actually. Gets into the penalty area. He goes round Eze. Plays it back to Saka on this near side. Saka plays it back to Ceballos, who's lining up a cross. Instead, he goes inside past Zaha. That's a good ball to Bellerin. This is good from Arsenal. Bellerin, can he dig out a cross? No, he can't, unfortunately. It's gone out for a goal kick. But that was better from Arsenal. In fact, I think it might have been a corner off the defender Mitchell. I'm not sure what the referee's given, but that was good play from Arsenal there. Good bit of pressure. It is a corner. The cross from Bellerin came off Mitchell, and it's gone out for a corner. So it was a good run from Aubameyang down the left-hand side, actually. So really good pace and not a bad ball into the box. He cut back inside, chips him with his right foot. And Palace have never really cleared that since. Anyway, Saka's going to take this corner on the near side. He's obviously going to bend it with his left foot. It's going to be an in-swinger. So hope he can put a good ball in and someone can get on the end of it. It's not a bad corner, actually, but Crystal Palace can clear it away. He's fell to Danny Ceballos. He gets it out wide to Aubameyang again on the left-hand side. Again, he cuts inside. Is he going to shoot on his right foot? He is. That's a good save, actually, by Guetta. It's up into the air. He punches, but not very well. He gets away with that, actually, the goalkeeper. He punched the initial ball away. It's a good effort from Aubameyang, actually. It was straight at the keeper, but he pushed it up in the air rather than over the top. And then he went to punch it at the second attempt. Didn't really get behind it at all. In fact, he missed it, and it just luckily just fell straight into his arms. So he got away with it, actually, the goalkeeper, a little bit there. But it was a good effort from Aubameyang. That's our first shot on target, 20 minutes played. It was quite straight at the goalkeeper, actually, but he didn't really deal with it particularly cleanly. But Aubameyang's looked good on that left-hand side. He's coming back into it onto his right foot, and I'll say he got a crossing just before, and then that shot there. So that could be a good outlet for us in this game. Looks like he's having a bit more confidence to his play now. Now Bellerin's got it here on this near side, plays it inside to Saka. He cuts inside. He wanted to shoot with his left foot. He is. It's not a bad shot, but it's straight at the goalkeeper again, and this time he's able to hold it. Good play from Saka, really direct again. As soon as he cut inside past Eze, he was always looking to shoot. It was just too straight and straight at the goalkeeper. But a couple of shots now for Arsenal. We're starting to maybe get a little bit ahead of steam in this game. The first goal is going to be really important, isn't it? I think Crystal Palace, especially away from home, if you go 1-0 behind against them, it's very difficult, isn't it? So I think we need to get the first goal. And I think if we do, then Crystal Palace may well open up a little bit. And we might get a few spaces in behind to get another goal. But so a couple of little chances there that we've had. It's been better now from Arsenal. I say the last 5 minutes, we're looking a lot more dangerous. Let's hope that we can keep this going and put them under a bit more pressure. This is another good bit of play. Bellerin down the right-hand side into Saka again, but this time he's held up by McArthur. It's a good tackle, actually, to be fair. And now Palace are trying to break forward with Zaha, but Xhaka does well this time to win the ball. And plays it to Maitland-Niles, who is a little bit more central this time, cuts inside and then dinks the ball over the top, looking for Lacazette, but it's well defended there from the defender. I'm not sure it was, actually. But anyway, it was a good clearance by Palace, and now they're coming forward again with Zaha. He looks for Eze on this near side, Palace's left. There was a good run, actually, ahead of him from Mitchell, I think it was, but he didn't get the ball. Now with Mihailovic, plays it to Eze again on his near side. Now he does find Mitchell and then gets it back. Some good movement from Palace in this attack, actually. Zaha now plays it into Benteke, gets it back. Zaha cuts inside. He's got a shooting opportunity. That's a great tackle from Xhaka inside the penalty area. That was a great tackle. It's a good run from Zaha. Could see what he was wanting to do when he got that back from Benteke inside the penalty area. He went past Rob Holding and Ceballos, but Xhaka came in there. He had to time that right, or it would have been a penalty, and he did get it right. A brilliant bit of play there from Xhaka. A great tackle, and Arsenal managed to get the ball clear. That was much better from Xhaka. That really, he read that situation well, got across and put a great tackle in. Just as Zaha looked as though he was going to shoot and possibly get a good chance to score. So that was great from Xhaka. He looks like he might have got a knock there, actually, which would be a shame. But that was really good play. But that's what Zaha can do. He's dangerous, isn't he? Give him a little bit of space. That's what we did there. He had a little bit of space for the first time. It was a good run, actually. Got past two Arsenal defenders, but he didn't get past Granit Xhaka, thankfully. And now Arsenal looking to try to get an attack at the other end, but Crystal Palace have won it back well. The game's got a bit more open, actually, now, the last few minutes. Arsenal had a couple of chances. Crystal Palace now looking dangerous as well. So the game's opening up a little bit. So midway through this first half, it's looking as though it's building up to the sort of game I was anticipating, actually. A bit more end-to-end and a bit more attacking from both sides. But I'd say the last 5 minutes have been a lot better. There's been, say, a couple of chances at both ends of the pitch. But Crystal Palace kind of got a free kick about 5-10 yards inside their own half, just slightly to the right-hand side. It's a long free kick. Actually, it's headed on by Benteke. Of course, he's very dangerous in them situations, isn't he? very strong in the air. But Arsenal play a long ball looking for Lacazette. Kouyaté gets there first and shows that he's a midfield player playing in defence. A good bit of play, actually, and he's got the ball back to goalkeeper Guaita. And, yeah, that was good play from Kouyaté, to be fair. And that's sometimes, it's a risk, isn't it? Sometimes playing midfielders in defence, but sometimes it can pay off because, you know, they got a little bit more anticipation sometimes when they're a little bit further up the pitch. But this is good play, actually, from Crystal Palace. They're coming forward again. This is MacArthur, plays the ball over the top. Again, it's Zaha in the penalty area. Bellerin this time does well, dispossesses him, plays the ball forward to Saka. I don't think it was meant for Saka, actually, but Arsenal almost get themselves in a bit of a mess. But again, it's tidied up well in the end. Smith Rowe drops in, plays it to Rob Holding, and he plays it out to the far side to Aubameyang, who finds Maitland-Niles and plays it into Xhaka. But again, Zaha then almost had a little bit of space inside the penalty area. This time it was Bellerin who got across well, actually, and won the ball. And now Danny Ceballos is coming forward in the centre circle, plays the ball to Smith Rowe. He plays it on quickly to Aubameyang on the far left-hand touchline. He cuts inside again, plays it to Xhaka. The referee was almost in the way there, but Xhaka did well. But Maitland-Niles again's lost the ball. And he's now conceded a throw-in. It's not been the best first 25 minutes for Maitland-Niles, actually. He's been involved a lot, but not always doing the right things. But Zaha's had a couple of dangerous moments already now in this game. We need to watch him. But so far we've kept him quiet, and let's hope that continues. But he's clearly the threat, isn't he? As we would have expected. A great player, Wilfried Zaha. I say I'm still quite disappointed that we never quite managed to sign him, because I think he would have really transformed our attacking play. You look at this season when we've struggled, he would have made a difference, wouldn't he? But anyway, it's not worth worrying about that, because it didn't happen, and it probably won't happen now, unfortunately. But anyway, Arsenal trying to build an attack, but Jack gives the ball away, but Rob Holding wins it back. But now suddenly there's some space here for Benteke down his left-hand side for Palace into the penalty area onto his right foot. But he doesn't get hold of the shot, and it's just nice and comfortable for Bernd Leno. He had a little bit of space there, Benteke on the left-hand side. It was not great defending there from Arsenal. There was a big, massive gap in the right-back position. Bellerin was caught out of position. Holding done well to come back, actually, but Benteke's shot was not that well struck and straight at Leno. But a warning sign again for Arsenal. So Crystal Palace have had a couple of chances now in the last 5 minutes, which just followed a good spell from Arsenal, actually. So I'll say the game's really opening up now. So Smith Rowe now on his right hand side. That's a good ball, actually, to Bellerin. Can he get the right delivery this time? He finds across to the far post. Aubameyang puts it back in, but it's cleared by the goalkeeper, and Aubameyang stumbles over, and Joel Ward is able to clear the ball. But that was a good cross-out from Bellerin, and some more good play from Arsenal down the right-hand side. Bellerin dinked the ball up towards the far post. It was Aubameyang came in, actually, with a header. I don't know if he was trying to score or if he was just trying to knock it back. But again, Smith Rowe was involved. So it was a lovely ball from Bellerin, actually. Held it up to the far post. I think Aubameyang was actually looking to head it back across for Lacazette, but it was good defending from Crystal Palace in the end. They managed to scramble the ball away. But that was a good attack that from Arsenal. It was a decent ball in, and I don't think Lacazette actually read that header from Aubameyang. Maybe he wasn't expecting him to win it. He's not noted for his heading ability, is he? But Crystal Palace did get that away. And they're now building an attack of their own down this left-hand side with Eze. He's been involved quite a lot as well in this first half an hour. Ball over top there from MacArthur into the chest of Benteke, finds Zaha. Again, it's a good tackle that is there from Granit Xhaka. Does really well to win the ball off. Actually, no, it was Danny Ceballos, who won the ball that time. Zaha again, it's Granit Xhaka in at him, but the ball's fell into the box for Benteke, and his first time shots over the top. That was probably a half chance that for Benteke, actually. Arsenal never really got the ball clear. Zaha managed to play it on to Mitchell, drilled a low cross towards a penalty spot where Benteke had made a little run, and he just hit it first time with his left foot, and he got over the top of it, and it went harmlessly over the bar. But that was half a chance that for Benteke. He's been scoring a few goals lately for Palace, so we need to watch that. But I say Palace actually probably had the better chances in the last 5 minutes. It's just come up on the screen here. They've had 5 attempts to our 2, and that kind of sums up this game so far. we've had a couple of nice moments. We've had a couple of nice passing movements, but not enough really to cause Palace too many problems at the moment. And I say we've had one or two heart in the mouth moments at the back, and there could be another one coming up here. It's Benteke again does well, finds Zaha on his left hand side, holds the ball up a little bit, plays it inside to MacArthur, and it's with Mitchell back with Zaha again. Bellerin faces him up. Bellerin does well initially, and again, actually Bellerin's done well against Zaha there. A couple of times he's done well defensively. Bellerin, he was caught out of position once, but he's been pretty solid so far. And Saka does well there against Zaha, who shows his frustration by kicking the ball against the advertising hoardings as he's conceded a throw-in. Surprised the referee didn't maybe have a word with him about that, but anyway. But yeah, we're coming up to half an hour now. I say it's still 0-0. I say Palace have probably had slightly better chances so far. It's not been a great performance from Arsenal, certainly nowhere near the level that we've played in our last couple of league games, but suddenly Aubameyang's got a little bit of space inside the penalty area on the far side of the Arsenal left. Plays the ball to Maitland-Niles and gets it back. Plays it inside to Granit Xhaka. Looks for the return and he's got it. Aubameyang, can he get the ball across? He can't, but I think it might be a corner. That was good play there, actually. Xhaka and Aubameyang linked up well. It was a lovely ball. Ceballos has started that with a great ball over the top to Aubameyang, almost out of nothing there. We almost created a chance to have a shot at goal. Aubameyang done well, first of all, linking with Maitland-Niles down the left and then with Xhaka. It's gone out for an Arsenal corner. It's going to be taken by Bukayo Saka on the far side. This will be an outswinger with his left foot. It's our second corner. The first one wasn't a bad corner, actually. Caused them a few problems. Let's see. Everyone's crowded in around the goalkeeper inside the 6-yard box. Let's see what the delivery's like from Saka. It needs to go in the near post, really, in that near post area. Lacazette's in there looking to maybe flick it on. It's drilled right to the far post. David Luiz heads it back, but it goes straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. You read that quite well, the goalkeeper there. Better from Xhaka. Yeah, we need to step it up. No, we do. I think Palace have had the better chances in this first half. And we've not really got going in an attacking sense yet. And I say defensively, we've looked a little bit shaky at times, but it is still 0-0. And I'm sure we'll get better as the game goes on. But so we have played over half an hour. And so we've only had a couple of efforts at goal so far. Palace have now got a throw-in on the near side. So that was a pre-worked corner there, actually. David Luiz peeled off to the far post, but his header back was weak, actually, and it was easy for the goalkeeper. He needed to get a bit more power on that and maybe put it back towards the 6-yard line. Might have been better if someone could have come in and attacked it. But anyway, Palace now coming forward again down this left-hand side with Eze. They look dangerous down here, haven't they, down his left? Now it's Zaha looking to cut inside as he does. Tries to thread the ball through, but Eze didn't make the run. And the ball's gone straight away through to Bernd Leno. You can see the quality that Zaha's got. I wouldn't even say he's necessarily had his best first half an hour, but he's the one player for Crystal Palace that you fear. And when he gets the ball, you think something might happen. And I say he's had a couple of bright moments, hasn't he, that we've struggled a little bit to deal with. But so far, I say it's still 0-0. Palace goalkeeper there, Guaita, hits the ball up to halfway. Dani Ceballos wins it. And that's with David Luiz. Back with Dani Ceballos just inside the centre circle. He's looking for some movement ahead of him. Instead, he goes to Bukayo Saka on his near side and he plays it back to Rob Holding. Arsenal keep possession well in this area of the pitch, but it's just the movement in behind that we're struggling with at the moment to try to really get in behind Palace. But it's a nice little move, this building. Granit Xhaka's now got the ball inside the centre circle, plays it square to Hector Bellerin, just as the feed freezes. But we've got it back again. It's played into the box. Not sure who got the end of that. I think it might have been Ceballos, or was it Hector Bellerin? Or was Hector Bellerin? Smith Rowe, actually. It was Hector Bellerin played the ball in. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Smith Rowe that played the ball in, sorry. It was Hector Bellerin, actually, who made up a lot of ground to get there. And in fact, he almost took it off Lacazette's foot there, actually. I think Lacazette had probably the better opportunity. But Bellerin coming in tried to get a shot away, and it just went behind for a goal kick. But he's been involved in a lot of the good things that we've done in the final third, but still that final ball hasn't quite come off for us yet in this game. It's not quite worked. They just put the possession stats up 62% for Arsenal so far, which I'm a little bit surprised about actually, but I think most of that will be in the sort of back 2/3 of the pitch, won't it? We seem to have knocked the ball around there quite well. I'm sure Palace have had more possession in the final third. They haven't put that on the screen yet, but that would be my interpretation of the game so far. Palace again coming forward, again down his left-hand side. Again, it's Zaha cutting inside, facing Bellerin, goes past him. What's the cross going to be like? Bellerin does really well, actually, and then the ball goes back off Zaha. Really good defending that from Bellerin. I think he's having a decent game, actually, at the moment, Hector Bellerin. He's had a good first half. Defending really well, actually, against, obviously, Zaha, who's a good player. Looked like Zaha got past him for a minute there, just about to whip across him, but Bellerin come across well, blocked it, and then the ball went back off Zaha for a goal kick. But now Arsenal now looking again to come forward. It is quite an end-to-end game, actually. It seems they'll have an attack, we'll have an attack. But there hasn't been an awful lot of real good opportunities at goal so far. But I'm sure they'll come later on. Hopefully we'll get a few more. Rob Holding's now got the ball inside the centre circle. Again, looking for some forward movement. There's not much there. Again, David Luiz as well was looking to try and play a long ball, but again, there was no movement. It's back with Rob Holding. He now plays the ball over the top, down his right-hand side to Saka. Kouyaté comes across. Surely that's a foul. I'm not sure if he's given it as a foul. I think he has. Kouyaté was complaining about that, but I think it was a foul. He seemed to come through the back of Saka, actually, and caught him. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's clearly a foul. So we're going to have a free kick. It's just in from the corner flag, actually, on this near side, Arsenal's right. So Bukayo Saka looks as though he's going to actually take it again with his left foot curling it in. Good ball, a good delivery here could be interesting. We'll see what comes of this. Everybody's up there. David Luiz, Rob Holding, Lacazette, Aubameyang. In fact, Smith Rowe's over it as well. Smith Rowe now trots away. So it's going to be Bukayo Saka with his left foot to curl this in from this right-hand side. It's not a bad ball, actually. Oh, the Crystal Palace player came around the back and headed it away. It's a good ball. Actually, it was Tompkins there who headed that away. It was a really good delivery that was from Saka. Put it into a dangerous area, but so it's well defended from Crystal Palace. But now Arsenal coming forward again. Smith Rowe tries to flick it into Lacazette, but Crystal Palace again clear it. Now comes to Eze down this near side. Crystal Palace try to build a attack, but again, Xhaka there wins the ball. He's playing well, actually, Xhaka. Yes, he gave the ball away a little bit earlier on, and he's likely to do that sometimes. But now Palace have got an opportunity there. Smith Rowe wasn't given a good ball, and he's given it away. And now Palace coming forward. Again, it's with Xhaka again, with Zaha again. And Xhaka, fouls him. Looked like Zaha was playing for that, really. He's now gone down as though he's been hurt. I don't think he is particularly. But it was a good play from Xhaka before to win the ball off him. And then he stands on his foot, actually. Just stands on his foot. That was all it was. I suppose it is a foul, to be fair, then. Well played with the referee. Just trying to get the ball, and he did stand on his foot. Zaha's now up on his feet. He's limping a little bit. I'm sure he'll be fine. It's a similar position to the last free kick, actually. Eze again looks like he's going to take it. This one's a little bit closer to goal, actually. He's slightly to the left-hand side of the penalty area. So it's about 25 yards or so out. So it's a little bit sort of further to the left-hand side. But he's clipped in by Eze to the far post. His head is hit the bar, and the rebound comes in. Arsenal have dealt with it just. Oh, let off there. Let off there for Arsenal. The ball hit the bar. I'm not sure who got ahead of it. It might have been Benteke or maybe Kouyaté. It was a good free kick, actually, from Eze. And so there's a bit of space for Benteke. It's a volley, but it goes over the top. Was it? It was Tompkins, I think, with a header. It was a good free kick, actually, from Eze to the walls of far post. In fact, it might have come off Rob Holding. A backwards header from Rob Holding come off the crossbar. We'll see a little bit more there in this replay. That was Tompkins' header. Beat Leno, all ends up, actually. Hit the bar. That was a let-off that for Arsenal, actually. Real let-off. It's a good delivery into the box from Eze. No, they're not sitting back, actually. No, they're kind of going for it a little bit, which they've got quite an attacking lineup, to be fair, and they are going for it. They've had some good results away from home. But yeah, there should be some gaps, but we're not really able to find them. It seems when Palace haven't got the ball, they are actually defending quite well. They're getting men behind the ball and shutting the spaces down. And then when they get the ball, they're attacking in numbers quite quickly, which is causing us a few problems. But it seems like so far the game's pretty much probably going to Roy Hodgson's plan, actually, in these first 40 minutes. But so we did have a real let off there. That could be a turning point in this game, actually, that header off the crossbar. So I think the first goal is going to be massive in this game. Smith Rowe again was caught in possession there. He's not had a great game, actually, Smith Rowe. He's had a couple of nice moments, and I say he's maybe done some of our better things in the attacking third, but he's also given the ball away a lot. Maybe he's played a lot of games, hasn't he, in the last couple of weeks when he hadn't really played much before. Maybe it's catching up with him a little bit, but we'll see. I'm sure he'll be able to add a little bit of quality, won't he? When if he gets the opportunity in that final third. But it's going to be a throw to Crystal Palace on this near side. They've probably just slightly shaded this first half, if we're honest. Certainly on chances to score. They've certainly come the closest, haven't they, with that header off the bar and one or two other opportunities that they've had as well, actually. But yeah, we haven't really threatened enough yet. We've had one or two half chances, but nothing much at all. And yeah, we need to be playing a little bit better if we're going to get the win here, actually. But we've got an attack building now down the left-hand side with Aubameyang. But again, we lose the ball. Crystal Palace are winning it back quite early. We've grown into this game, Crystal Palace, actually, this first half. Again, they're building a nice bit of attack. Miholovic there plays a long ball forward to Benteke, heads it down towards Eze, who does well, actually. He beats Bukayo Saka a little bit too easily, if we're honest. He finds Zaha, who looks for Mitchell on his left-hand side, the fullback. That's not a bad cross at all, actually. It's a header. What a save that is from Leno. It's Benteke with a header. And another save from Leno on the follow-up. That was a great save, actually. A good cross from Mitchell down the left-hand side. Benteke got his head to it. It was going in the corner. It was definitely going in the corner, but Leno got across really well. That is a good save. Really good save. And then Zaha's follow-up. What a header that was from Benteke, actually. Really good header, but what a great save as well. Powerful left hand there from Leno. He was up on his feet quickly as well as Zaha came in. His cross was actually deflected off Maitland-Niles, which made it even more difficult for Leno, but he did well. Really good save, that is. A really important time as well. The referee's given a yellow card to somebody. Didn't see what happened there. They were showing replays of that save. But actually, Crystal Palace have had the best. Or Tompkins actually has been given a yellow card. Not quite sure why. Oh yeah, for that lunge there on Bukayo Saka. So Arsenal now got a free kick. But yeah, that was another good chance for Palace there. Good save from Leno. Really good save. Could be an important moment that as well. Actually, that's twice now. Just before half time, Crystal Palace could have got the goal. I wouldn't exactly say we're hanging on, but they've certainly had the better chances. But it's still 0-0. 2.5 minutes to go until half time. We've currently got the voice Rob Holding looking for a bit of movement again in front of him. There isn't much. He's forced back to Danny Ceballos on the halfway line. He squares the ball to David Luiz. Strides forward. He finds Maitland-Niles out on that far touchline, and then he plays it up the line to Emile Smith Rowe. He gets a corner out of that. He done well, actually. He couldn't quite get a cross in, but he managed to fire the ball off the Crystal Palace defender for a corner. I think it's Arsenal's third or fourth corner. Saka's putting some good deliveries, actually, from these set pieces. So get another one here. We've got an opportunity, really. If we can get a goal here before half time, that could be a real big moment after the chances that Crystal Palace have just missed. That's football for you, isn't it, sometimes? Let's see what this corner brings from Saka. It's going to be an outswinger from the far side with his left foot. Another decent ball, but again, Crystal Palace deal with it. It was Benteke, actually, that time who headed it away. Yeah, it was a good save from Leno, yeah. So they've had a couple of chances, Palace, actually. And so I wouldn't say we're holding on. I don't think that would be fair. But, yeah, they could easily have been 1-0 up, let's put it that way. And just as well for us that they're not. But anyway, we're now into the final minute of the normal time at the end of this first half. I don't think there'll be a lot of stoppage time actually, because there doesn't seem to have been any injuries or anything. I don't think the trainers have been on yet. I wouldn't imagine there'll be more than a minute of stoppage time. We've now got a throw in on this near side. Hector Bellerin is going to take it. It's sort of midway inside the Crystal Palace half. Again, there's not a lot of movement in front of him. It's quite a flat performances from Arsenal, if we're honest. But anyway, Saka's now got the ball, plays it to Xhaka. He's got to make the Niles outside him on the left. Gets the ball now. Again, he's going to cut inside onto his right foot. It's a little bit of a problem that. That's a decent ball from Xhaka to Bellerin. Fires it in first time to the 6-yard box. Again, it's going to be a corner to Arsenal at the end of this first half. Kouyaté, that was cut out across. Great crossfield ball from Xhaka. I think Xhaka's having a great first half, actually. I've got to be honest. I do think he is. At both ends of the pitch, he's defended well. And he put some quality balls through as well. That was a great ball to the far side, to the near side, sorry, for Bellerin. He's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time. I thought he might be. And I say that as a first time cross from Bellerin, which was put out from Kouyaté. It's now going to be a corner on this near side. Saka. Oh, the cross was too much there. And it's gone. Crystal Palace have cleared it away. Slightly better this from Arsenal at the end of the first half. But it's going to be a free kick there. Can't bother all the time. Yeah, it will be in a minute. I might be a little bit behind, perhaps, because I've still got the first half going at the moment. But we're into the final few seconds of this first half, and then it will be definitely will need a drink at half time. I don't need warming up because it's quite warm in here with the heating on. But I'm sure I'll definitely need a bother if I was in the stadium, definitely. So Crystal Palace had a free kick, and there goes a half-time whistle. It is 0-0 at half-time, but perhaps Palace, have probably had the better chances, actually, if we're honest. They hit the bar with a header from Tompkins, and then another header was from Benteke, a good save from Leno at full stretch. Just got his fingertips to it and tipped it away, and then reacted well for the second ball as well from Zaha. So, yeah, it is 0-0, and I say possibly Palace have just shaded it on chances, but we've had one or two moments, but I think it's been a little bit of a flat performance, certainly in the final third from Arsenal. Some of the young guys who we've been maybe relying on in the last few weeks, Smith Rowe, Saka, it's not quite been their night so far. I think we're missing Kieran Tierney's delivery down the left as well. Maitland-Niles has been in a couple of decent positions, but not been able to get the ball in that was required. So yeah, it's 0-0, and I guess we need to be reasonably happy that it's 0-0 because I say we could be behind quite easily in this first half. So we need to play better in the second half if we are going to win this game. But yeah, but they're just showing a few of their little highlights now. There wasn't too many opportunities for Arsenal. Smith Rowe was with that one there early on, and then so there was a good run here from Maitland-Niles, but again it was the delivery, wasn't it? It went straight out there, so that wasn't a great delivery. But I say Palace have definitely had the clearer chances. There's no doubt about that. They've played pretty well in the attacking third, Crystal Palace, actually. They'll probably feel a little bit unfortunate that they're not ahead, but we'll take that. And it was a good save from Leno, so you need a lot of credit for that. But yeah, it hasn't been the greatest attacking performance from Arsenal so far in this game. Just showing the Aubameyang shot there when he cut inside from the left and hit a powerful shot. The goal didn't really deal with that, did he, particularly well? But anyway, it was finally cleared away. But yeah, I mean, it's been quite an open game actually. It's not, both teams are going for it, and both teams have had chances, but so obviously Palace have had the much better of those opportunities. There was this one here from Zaha there, just showing when he wriggled into the box, and Xhaka did well there with a great tackle that could easily have been a penalty if he got that wrong. And then there was the one from Benteke there when he had a little bit of space, cut inside, and his shot there was straight at Leno. But I say the header he had later on was a really good chance. Yeah, I mean, so I don't think we're necessarily holding on there, Ben. But yeah, they certainly had two really good chances, didn't they, at the end of that first half? And if one of them goes in, it's a really, really difficult second half for us. But luckily they didn't. It is still 0-0. And let's hope, as you say, we come out in the second half and start firing, because it hasn't been the most fluid Arsenal performance, has it, in that first half? Certainly nowhere near the performance that we showed against Chelsea here at the Emirates in our last home game in the Premier League, and of course the game at West Brom as well, which were really good performances, weren't they? This isn't quite up to that level yet, but it is. We have still got 45 minutes to come, and hopefully we can get the important breakthrough, which I think is going to decide this game. I've got to be honest. So we have had a couple of let-offs there. So Benteke's actually look lively, isn't he? I thought he's had a decent first half, Benteke. And so he did nearly score a header that they're just showing now. Actually, it's good movement. Actually, that's a really good header. A really good header. I don't know how he even managed to get anything on that to direct it in the corner, but a great save from Leno. So that was probably the highlight of the first half, actually. That great save from Leno and a good header that was from Benteke. But I say Arsenal as an attacking threat haven't done enough in this first half, unfortunately. And I say it is 0-0 at half time. And let's hope, I say, as Ben says, that we can come out of this second half and really put them under pressure. Yeah, we are. I did mention that before. Yeah, we have missed his thrusting down left hand side. Also, as well, his delivery. I think you could see with Maitland-Niles, his delivery from that left is nowhere near as good, is it? And we have missed that. And it just goes to show, maybe sometimes when a player doesn't play, you realise even more how important they are, and you can see that today. But let's hope we've still got enough about us to get the goal that we need, get the breakthrough, and then hopefully we can settle down and go on and win this game. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do in the second half. What I am going to do is I will go and have a drink, I think, for half time, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So stay tuned to the channel. I'll be back in about 5 minutes for the second half, which hopefully will be a little bit better from an Arsenal point of view. Quite an entertaining game, if I'm honest, but unfortunately most of the action was at the wrong end of the pitch from our point of view. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. So stay tuned to the channel. If you haven't done so, please give it a like whenever you're watching it, and nip over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel as well. Help me to get to 250 subscribers, which would be really nice. Little channel like mine is that would be great. So, but yeah, so I'll be back in 5 minutes. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys at the other side. Oh, I'll unmute myself. Right, there you go. That's back again. Just had a quick drink there. Yeah, I think our problem with that first half was maybe the midfield wasn't. They've played quite well to Barca and Xhaka, to be fair, but they haven't really found the forwards early enough. Xhaka's played a few good balls. I think maybe Partey could come on and change this game, actually. He's kind of set up for him, isn't it, to come on and have an impact. The way the game is, quite a tight game. So we'll see what happens with that there. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him come on. Just probably they're the substitutes that we've got. So I think Partey looks the most likely at this moment in time to come on and make a difference in that midfield. Maybe give us a little bit more variety to our play in midfield. I think we've lacked a little bit in that first half. Obviously, Pepe, Willian, well, we don't really want Willian on, do we? But certainly Pepe and Ketty, and maybe later on if we're still needing a goal. But we'll see. I mean, I think Partey's going to be the first one to come on, isn't he? If we're going to make a substitution, it'll probably be him first. I don't know how long he'll leave it. I maybe would be tempted to do it quite early in the second half, actually. I just feel as though we've been a little bit, lacking something in that final end of the pitch, really. And maybe Thomas Partey can give us that little bit of extra drive from midfield. I mean, I think Xhaka's playing quite well. I would maybe look at maybe taking Ceballos off out of the two of them to get Partey on. But I wouldn't maybe necessarily do it straight away. But maybe see how the first 5 or 10 minutes pans out in the second half, and then maybe look at doing something then possibly. But we'll see. I'll just have a quick look, see if there's anything to look at, any tweets that's gone out that might be some breaking news or something going on. No, there's not a lot happening, I don't think, by the look of it. But no, so anyway. But yeah, so hopefully I say the second half can be a little bit better from Arsenal's point of view in attacking third. Because I say Crystal Palace, they may feel a little bit unfortunate that they're not ahead, actually, with them 2 good chances that they had in the closing stages there. But we'll see. Hopefully, as I say, hopefully the second half will go a lot better from our point of view in an attacking sense. And might just agree with Ben's comment earlier about missing, obviously, KT down the left-hand side. Yeah, we have done. I think that's quite obvious. Just with his great delivery that he's got and more than anything else. I think Maitland-Niles have made some good runs down there, but of course he's not able to get that ball, is he? That final ball in, which can't be far away from the second half now, actually, I wouldn't have thought. Hopefully it will be starting any moment now. So Arsenal will be attacking the goal to our left in the second half, which is, of course, the North Bank, the favoured end, maybe you could say, whereas Crystal Palace will be obviously attacking the end where their fans would have been down in that corner. Of course, that's the end where, was it last year, of course, it was IU, wasn't it, equalised down at that end. And the year before, of course, when Zaha scored that goal when Mustafi made that bad mistake, wasn't it? But anyway, let's hope that the second half goes more in our favour today, and as it has done the last couple of times that Crystal Palace have visited the Emirates. Anyway, the teams are out there for the second half. Let's see if there's been any changes. I'm not necessarily expecting there to be any at this stage. But we'll see what happens in the second half. So I do quite like this Crystal Palace kit. It's black with blue and red kind of stripes. They're not really even full stripes, but it's a nice kit, actually. Their away kit. It might be their third kit, actually. I'm not sure. But it's a nice kit anyway. It's got sort of blue down the sides and red up the middle. Arsenal just coming out now, actually. Crystal Palace were out first. I don't know whether Arteta maybe has spent a little bit longer on a few tweaks to the system and stuff to try and help us to be a little bit more dangerous and threatening in this second half. But I don't think there's any changes at half time. But I would imagine Thomas Partey will be the first change that we make. I would imagine that, barring any injuries, of course, But so I'd maybe give it 10 minutes in the second half and see how we go. And then maybe look at doing that. Lacazette's waiting to kick off, blowing his hands, even though he's got gloves on. Obviously, a very cold night in North London, as indeed it is throughout most of the country, I believe. And Arsenal kicks off now, so attacking the goal. 2 left in this second half. The North Bank goal, which of course has been a good goal, a good end for us, hasn't it? Attacking over the years at the Emirates. Although I think this season, off the top of my head, I think we may have scored more at the other end. But anyway, hopefully we can get at least one in this second half at this end. And Xhaka then straight away tries to find Lacazette. It wasn't a great ball, but Xhaka's won it back well on the edge of the box. It's a little ball in from Aubameyang. Oh, Lacazette was in there. It's come to Bellerin on the edge of the box. He hits it just wide. That's a good start. This for Arsenal, actually. The first 30 seconds of this second half there, Xhaka did really well. And then it was Aubameyang's cross was pushed out by the goalkeeper. It fell to Bellerin, and he tried to curl it in at the far post, but it went just wide. But that was a much better start from Arsenal. Maybe Arteta's really got into him at half time, and we just need to be play with a little bit more intensity, don't we? We certainly have done there at the start of this game. That was much better from Arsenal, and let's hope that this is going to set the tone for this second half then. Arsenal won it back again well. Smith Rowe that time. Now it's gone back to Bernd Leno. Plays it into to Ceballos. Finds Rob Holding down that far side. Arsenal's right-hand side now. Xhaka's got it in the middle and finds Maitland-Niles on the left here on the near side. Finds Aubameyang. Aubameyang goes past the defender. Can he get across? And he can. Oh, it's a dangerous ball, but it was well defended. That from Kouyaté, I think it was. And then Eze and Kouyaté again under pressure, but he does well. But Arsenal won it back there. Aubameyang does really well then to pinch it off of Joel Ward, I think it was. This is much better from Arsenal, much more intensity in the second half. So Ceballos then threads it through to Saka, but it just runs away. Did he manage to win a corner there? He has. He won a corner there. Saka did really well. Showed good pace in the area there. Tried to force the ball past the goalkeeper. It was Ceballos' ball, which took a deflection, which didn't help Saka actually, but he did manage to win a corner there off the goalkeeper on the far side. Arsenal's right, so it's going to be an in-swinger with his left foot. Everyone this time is positioned on the edge of the box as opposed to all crowded in the 6-yard box as they were last time. This ball needs to go somewhere around the penalty spot, I think, or between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. So people can attack it. Rob Holding's in there. David Luiz is in there. Xhaka, Aubameyang, of course, and Lacazette as well. Let's see what the delivery's like. It's not a bad ball. Rob Holding gets underneath it, but he can't get his header on target, and it's just rolled harmlessly wide. I don't know whether it was worth him maybe trying to head it back into the danger zone there rather than trying to go for goal, but he couldn't get enough on it, and it's just gone wide for a goal kick. But it's a much better start to the second half. This from Arsenal. Been on the front foot. I say we've had a couple of opportunities already. We've probably looked a lot more dangerous in the second half already than we did through most of the first. So this is good signs. Let's hope we can keep this going in the rest of this second half and get the goal. Lacazette's now done really well. Gets past his man. He's a bit crowded out there, but he's done really well. Manages to thread the ball through to Saka on the far side. He's faced with Mitchell, but he goes backwards to Hector Bellerin. This is good play from Arsenal. It's a great start to the second half. David Luiz now striding forward. He's got Maitland-Niles outside him on the left. Is he going to try and put a ball in? He does put a ball in. It's a dangerous ball. Lacazette nearly gets there, but Palace managed to deal with it again. Comes out to Xhaka. Arsenal just winning the ball back. Really putting Palace under pressure at the start of the second half. That's a good ball from Xhaka again. Finds Saka on the far side. Nice touch from Saka. Again, he's faced with Mitchell. Swings inside, a good ball on his left foot. It's a great crossing, and again, Palace deal with it. That was Ward that time, and Palace is scrambling it away, but it's still Arsenal with the ball now. It's Dani Ceballos. This is great pressure, this from Arsenal. If we can find a goal here, that's going to really be, that might really be the spark that we need. But what a great start to the second half this has been. David Luiz now with the ball. Plays it into Granit Xhaka in central position. To Dani Ceballos, and now he finds Hector Bellerin right out on that far touchline. He's forced back a little bit by Eze, but he does find Rob Holding Rob Holding, that's a nice ball through. Again, it's with Saka now on this right-hand side. Can he dink across up? He can, but it's cleared away. So a great start. This has been to the second half. This from Arsenal. Xhaka again wins the ball on the edge of the box to Bellerin. Xhaka again, we're really pushing Crystal Palace back here in this early part of this second half. David Luiz now striding forward again. He's got Maitland-Niles on the outside and he finds Lacazette inside the penalty area. Now it's with Maitland-Niles. Can he get across him with his left foot? No, he's forced back. And I think it came back off Maitland-Niles for a goal kick. But this is good play. This first 5 minutes of the second half, it's been all Arsenal. Real good pressure this from Arsenal. Winning the ball back high up the pitch. Putting Palace under real pressure. I'm sure that's what Arteta must have said to him at half-time, and it certainly worked. We've come out on the front foot. We've got Crystal Palace on the ropes now. We just need to find the breakthrough if we can and get that first goal, which, as I say, is going to be so important in this game. Xhaka's now got the ball, plays it into Dani Ceballos. They've actually linked up quite well in midfield, those two. Saka then maybe tried to do a little bit too much in a congested area. And but Arsenal won it back again, nice and early. Bellerin's got the ball, plays it back to Rob Holding. We are now doing everything a lot more urgency, a lot more faster as well. Now Xhaka coming forward in the middle of the pitch, but Arsenal have lost it now. This is danger. It's with Zaha. He's done really well actually. Zaha towards the penalty area. He plays it to Benteke, but it's a little bit too wide. But he thinks a cross in, but David Luiz heads it away. That's the danger that we've got when we give the ball away. Is the threat that Palace pose there? Wilf Zaha, a brilliant run that was. The ball to Benteke, put it on the left hand side, put him slightly too wide. Although he did manage to dink a cross in, it was headed away by David Luiz. But that was a dangerous break that actually from Crystal Palace there. First time we'd maybe lost the ball in the middle of the pitch, and so I'm not sure what's going on there. It was a free kick to Arsenal because I think Zaha had been offside earlier on. I'm not sure what happened there, but anyway, Bernd Leno's currently got the ball and just plays it short to Rob Holding. So far in the second half, we went 80% possession to 20% for Crystal Palace. We had 62% in the first half, actually. So we have stepped it up quite significantly at the start of the second half now. Let's hope we can get this goal. But actually, Benteke's there, won the ball for Crystal Palace now. Oh, that was a very, very poor pass. He was looking for Eze, I think, out on the far side. He overhit it and it's gone straight out for a goal kick. That was really poor from Benteke, who'd actually done pretty well just before that, actually, to win the ball. But it's been a good response from Arsenal, actually, after that difficult end to the first half when Palace had a couple of good chances. It's much better from Arsenal, this. We've got a throw on the far side. It's only about 10 yards in from the touchline inside our own half. Hector Bellerin is about to take. He just throws it backwards to Rob Holding and then gets it back. It's quite tight there, actually, but Arsenal get another throw off Eze, I think it was. It's about 5 yards further forward than they were to start with, actually, so we didn't really gain a lot of ground from that last throw-in. But anyway, but again, it goes back to Holding. Again, it comes back to Bellerin. Again, it's quite tight. Arsenal trying to play out of these tight areas, but they've done well this time. And Saka's now coming forward, but Palace cleared the ball. Rob Holding in, switches the play to Maitland-Niles. Got a bit of space in front of him down his left-hand side, which he runs into. Townsend closes him down, but he finds Aubameyang on the touchline, plays it inside to Xhaka, and then gets it back. The pace of that attack's been taken out by Crystal Palace, but we've now switched over to the far side with Hector Bellerin, who exchanges passes with Saka, and then it comes back to Dani Ceballos inside the centre circle. And now David Luiz plays it square to Rob Holding. It's all Arsenal at the start of the second half, actually. It's been better from Arsenal, but we still haven't really had that one really good, clear chance yet. Bellerin now on the far side finds Smith Rowe, who's really out on that far touchline, actually, now at the start of the second half. Rob Holding's now got the ball, looking for a forward pass into Lacazette. That's a good little touch off to Ceballos, to Xhaka. Feeds the ball through. It's a really good ball with Aubameyang. He falls to Lacazette inside the 6-yard box. Oh, he's hit the side netting. That was the chance we've been waiting for. The linesman's flagging for offside. We'll have to see the VAR of that, but that was good play from Arsenal there. A lovely ball from Xhaka again. think it was Maitland-Niles was offside there. I think he was actually. It was good play. He laid it off to Aubameyang. His shot found Lacazette on the 6-yard line. I think it was a miss-hit shot. Lacazette managed to turn and get a shot in, but it went into the side netting anyway. But it wouldn't have counted because Maitland-Niles was offside just in the build-up. What a great ball from Xhaka again. Xhaka's had a decent game actually. I think he's played well tonight, and that was a lovely pass. That was. And now there's the Crystal Palace fullback Mitchell is now currently down, getting a little bit of treatment from the Crystal Palace physio. So we're going to have a little bit of a hold up. It's the first injury of this game actually. 10 minutes into the second half, Patrick Van Aanholt's warming up. Of course, he'd be a natural replacement, wouldn't he, left back for Crystal Palace? But I think Mitchell's going to be okay. He's back on his feet again and jogging over to the touchline to. Obviously he's got to come off, hasn't he, before he's allowed back on again. But he's jogging out the touchline, so he looks like he's going to be fine. And it is a free kick to Crystal Palace, which goalkeeper Guiarto is going to take inside the penalty area, go towards halfway. But Saka wins a header. Crystal Palace briefly win it back. But Arsenal again have won the ball. Really dominated this second half so far. That was the first real opportunity that we really had at goal there, and unfortunately it was offside. And I say, Lacazette did miss it anyway. It's much, much better this from Arsenal, this second half, much better. Xhaka's now got the ball, plays it back to David Luiz. Crystal Palace are pushing us back a little bit more now, but we're still dominating possession of this game. Crystal Palace can't really get hold of it at all. I don't think they've had more than 2 or 3 passes in the second half. They did have that one breakaway, which could have been dangerous, but we managed to defend it quite well in the end. David Luiz now plays a long ball forward down his left-hand side to Maitland-Niles. He's looking for Aubameyang. It does get there despite the best efforts of the Crystal Palace defender Ward. Comes back to Granit Xhaka. Can he pick another decent ball out? He plays it into Lacazette. It wasn't a great ball actually, and Crystal Palace now can break away. And Granit Xhaka there conceded a foul on Wilfried Zaha again. Zaha looking quite disappointed that he wasn't able to, that he was stopped in his tracks. Partey is currently warming up. So I'm saying I think he would be the more likely first substitute to come on. Certainly if it stays at 0-0, I think he can offer us that little bit more variety in midfield that we've been lacking. So he'd be the one for me. I would be definitely looking to get him on as the first substitute. I mean, I say we've had that 10 minutes now. It has been a lot better, to be fair. And suddenly the urgent need for changes isn't maybe there so much, but I wouldn't leave it too long because it is still 0-0. We do still need a goal. Palace now, we've got a little bit of possession. This is their best spell of possession in the second half, actually. The ball's gone away back to the goalkeeper, Guaita. Good goalkeeper, actually. We spoke about him last night on the show, saying that maybe we could maybe put a cheeky bid in for him because we need another goalkeeper, don't we, in this January transfer window? But I don't think we'll be able to afford him if we're totally honest. Probably can't really afford anyone, can we? Let's be fair. The problem that we've got, I mean, not just us. It's a lot of clubs are suffering, aren't they, at the moment? Obviously, with everything that's gone on. But yeah, we'll see what happens actually with the transfer window. I do think we do need a backup goalkeeper, even if it's a loan till the end of the season, and then we can buy someone then. And if we can get someone in the midfield as well, give us a little bit extra, would be good as well. But I say I'm not expecting us to really do too much just because of the financial situation that we're in. I'll say a lot of clubs are in, but we'll see what happens anyway. It's always nice to get a couple of players in the transfer window, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal now got the ball on the far side with Hector Bellerin, plays it inside to Rob Holding, and then it goes wide to Smith Rowe. Tried to force it on to Saka, but it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on the far side, which I think Bukayo Saka's going to take. David Luiz now has got the ball inside the centre circle, plays it to Maitland-Niles on this near side, but It's defended well actually from Ward, and then it's got out for a Crystal Palace throw-in off Maitland-Niles. I think the substitutions are being talked about. Arteta and Steve Round are discussing. I would imagine it must be about the first substitution now. We're just coming up to the hour mark. That's usually about the sort of time when managers start thinking about their first substitution, don't they? If things aren't going well. I won't say they're not going well, but we need this breakthrough, don't we? We need something a little bit different. And I think, we don't want to leave it too late, do we? And we have got a couple of attacking options on the bench, of course, Pepe and Nicholas and Eddie Nketiah, but I still think Thomas Partey is the one that we need to bring on, assuming he's fit enough to play half an hour. I think he could do it in minutes, actually. But anyway, that's another great ball from Xhaka, then finds Maitland-Niles on this near side, plays it inside to Dani Ceballos. It's now back with David Luiz. We seem to be going backwards more than forwards now. Palace are forcing us back, to be fair to them. They've weathered that storm that we came out at the start of the second half, really, really flying. And they've kind of weathered that now. And the game's a bit slower as it was for spells in the first half. But it's still all Arsenal in terms of possession. Saka's now found Bellerin on the far side, cuts inside, actually gets a bit lucky that it comes back to him, comes back to Lacazette, tries to thread it through to Bellerin, but Crystal Palace dealt with it. But Smith Rowe's won it back well there. Arsenal not letting Palace out. This is, again, it's a little bit of pressure building up from Arsenal, but that time it was Bellerin who's giving it away. Suddenly Palace do look to break quickly, but we dealt with that well. David Luiz now striding forward, finds Aubameyang on his left-hand side. Again, he's looking to cut inside. Can he dink a ball into the box? Instead, he finds Xhaka, finds Ceballos, who's looking maybe to line up a shot. Instead, he plays it out wide. That's a good ball to Hector Bellerin on the far side. Plays it into Xhaka, but it wasn't a great ball, actually. Xhaka almost wins it back from Eze, and Crystal Palace look for a break, but they can't. And it's easily dealt with by Rob Holding. It wasn't a great ball, actually, from, I think it was Zaha on that occasion, as Palace looked to break. But again, Arsenal worked hard to win the ball back, having lost it originally with a little bit of sloppy passing just on the edge of the penalty area. But David Luiz now got the ball just inside the centre circle, plays it into Granit Xhaka, who then finds Dani Ceballos. Again, those two are linking up quite well. Xhaka again finds Hector Bellerin. He's got Saka obviously outside him there on the far touchline on the right. Gets it back from him, just moving inside into Lacazette. Tried to lay it off to Ward, Smith Rowe, but it wasn't. But Rob Holding steps in well there to win the ball back. Now he's found Maitland-Niles on the edge of the box. He's done well, Maitland-Niles. Can he get a shot away with his right foot? He can, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. That was good play for Maitland-Niles there. Showed good feet on the edge of the box. Just cut inside so we could get it onto his right foot to have a shot, which he did. Couldn't quite get a curl or bend on it. It was too straight in the end at the goalkeeper. But that was a lot better for Maitland-Niles, actually. It's going to be Nicholas Pepe as the first substitute. He's stripped and ready to come on. I wonder who's going to be going off. Will it be Saka? Be interesting to see what the decision is there with Pepe coming on, to see what that change is going to be. The first change, I say, I was maybe a little bit surprised it's not Thomas Partey, but I say we don't really know exactly how fit he is and how many minutes he's actually going to be able to play maybe tonight, I suppose. But anyway, we'll see what happens. At the moment, it's a break from Crystal Palace. Zaha's got the ball on the far side, just outside the penalty area. He's held up well there from Granit Xhaka again. Xhaka's done a good job on him, and then Saka comes back to win the ball well. And again, Saka does really well, but Xhaka deserves credit again. He's dealt with Wilfried Zaha really well tonight. Yes, he's given away a couple of free kicks, but he's dealt with their dangerous player really well. Is the substitution going to be made now? It is. I can't see who's going off, actually. That's going to be Maitland-Niles, actually. Maitland-Niles is coming off. I'm not sure of the shape of the team. I thought Maitland-Niles did okay. He's done okay. He did lack that delivery, obviously, of Kieran Tierney down that left of course, which isn't his fault. But he's now gone off, and Nicholas Pepe's coming on. So maybe Bukayo Saka's going to come over to the left-hand side, possibly, and Pepe over onto the right. We'll see how that takes shape as we go, as we get going again. and we'll see how that works. But it looks like Nicolas Pepe's over on that right-hand side, so I'm assuming that Saka's come across to the left. Arsenal are looking to get Aubameyang in the game here. This is a good play from Arsenal. Saka's actually outside him on left-hand side. Aubameyang cuts inside. There's a bit of space on that far side. It is for Pepe. It's going to be his first real involvement down on that right-hand side. Plays the ball back inside to Bellerin. He's got Xhaka inside him. He then gets it back. He's still got Pepe there outside. Pepe now has got the ball. He's faced with two defenders. He plays it back to Hector Bellerin. Palace have defended this quite well, forced us back, but David Luiz has now got the ball. Brings it forward. Granit Xhaka then turns and plays the ball out to Saka now on his left-hand side. Let's see if he can get some good deliveries in from that left. The ball's with David Luiz currently. The play's been slowed down quite a lot, but now Xhaka's got it. Plays the ball across. That's not a great ball, actually. I'm not quite sure who that was meant for. Palace have now won it and have got a chance to break it. It's Benteke. He's got Zaha in front of him, but he overruns it. That was poor, but actually wasn't great from Arsenal. It fell to Townsend, but that was a great tackle again from Granit Xhaka. I have to say, Granit Xhaka's had a great game. I know that he's not the most popular player that we've got, but he's had a great game tonight. He's been outstanding, actually. Anyway, Pepe's got the ball now on the far side. Plays a nice ball into Smith Rowe. Can he get across? He can, but it's not quite had enough on it. It was a low ball into the 6-yard box, but it was well dealt with by Tompkins. And now Crystal Palace can get the ball clear. But that was a nice bit of play there from Pepe. It's a decent ball down the line to Smith Rowe. And his low cross as the 6-yard box was well dealt with actually by Tompkins. But it's going to be a free kick now. Zaha's reacted to a challenge on him there from David Luiz, who I think is going to get a yellow card actually. Zaha getting frustrated with, I think, what he considers to be a foul every time he gets the ball. And he has been fouled quite a lot, but he was just pushed in the back there, and then David Luiz went through the back of him. He's then holding his face and did react. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there, actually, Zaha. Oh yeah, he did slightly pull on him. Oh, it was a knee in the face, to be fair. He didn't mean it, David Luiz. He was just turning and his knee caught him, and he didn't mean to. He was apologising as Zaha got up to confront him. So he's got a yellow card, but I think that was more for the original foul than what happened directly afterwards. Zaha still holding his head. But I thought he was made more of that, but actually when you look at the replay, he did catch him with his knee, so I guess that would have hurt. So fair play. Should be a red. I'm not sure about it should be a red, really. Should it, do you think? Violent conduct. I don't think he meant it, did he? I don't think he meant it. It didn't look like he did to me. It looked like he was just moving his leg, and he just so happened that's where he caught him on the side of the head. I mean, we've seen them given. We've had a couple ourselves, haven't we? Not that long ago for incidents. Not that dissimilar, I suppose, but I don't think there was much intent there from David Luiz. It certainly didn't appear that way. I think a red card would have been quite harsh. Nothing to do with intent. Well, I think it is. I don't know. I think you have to take that into account, don't you? I think if you swing your knee at someone's head and you mean to hurt them, then I think that is violent conduct. But if it's just a natural movement and it so happens to connect with the side of his head because his head happens to be there, I don't think that's the same offence personally. But you know, I can see where you're coming from, and I'll say we've certainly seen red cards given for that. I didn't personally think it was, but anyway. Yeah, well, maybe I need to. But I just didn't see that as a red card personally. But anyway, Crystal Palace now got a chance, but has a good ball into the box, and again, who's there to clear the danger? Granit Xhaka. Fantastic defending there. Again, it was a Palace break, actually. This is where they're dangerous. It was a great ball, actually, from Benteke. Put Zaha in. This time he was down the right-hand side. It's a lovely ball, actually, looking for Benteke again. And Xhaka made up the ground. Same as the other day with the overturned red. Well, I suppose it's sort of similar. Maybe the overturned red, the fact that it wasn't actually a red. But anyway, Ceballos has gone off and Thomas Partey has come on. So it's our second substitution. It's great to see Thomas Partey back, isn't it? As Ben says there, I totally agree with him. Jack has been our best player. He definitely has been our best player. He's been everywhere tonight and he's played well. Anyway, Crystal Palace have currently got a corner which Townsend comes in and there was half a chance there. I think it was a header from Benteke, but it ended up into the arms of Bernd Leno, thankfully. Anyway, Thomas Partey's on us. Let's see what impacts he can have, because we've really missed him. I know he's not played that much. And Ben says he doesn't often say that Xhaka's our best player. No, but you've got to give credit where it's due. I mean, I've got no problem with Xhaka actually. Generally, I do think he does a good job for us. The player said it wasn't intentional. Yeah, he did say it wasn't intentional. Yeah, he doesn't know the rules. Well, maybe not. Yeah, he said it. Yeah, no, I know he did. Yeah, I don't think the one on the weekend was a red card, and I don't think that was a red card either. If we're totally honest. I just feel as though if they were red cards, there'll be 4 or 5 red cards every single game. But I'll say I've seen him given. Definitely seen him given. He was lucky. Well, yeah, I suppose you could say he was lucky that he didn't get it. But I say I think it would have been harsh if it wasn't given as a red card. Personally, really harsh. But anyway, luckily it wasn't. We've still got 11 players, although it's still 0-0 with just 20 minutes to go. So we'll see that. Obviously, Thomas Partey's on and Nicolas Pepe. So we have made a couple of changes, but it's Palace looking a little bit more threatening now, actually, as they come forward. But we've won the ball back there. That looked like a foul off the ball, was it? But no. Yes, it was. It was given. It was given as a foul there on Aubameyang. Arsenal looking to get a counter attack. Imagine Wenger reaction. Yeah, well, Wenger wouldn't have seen it, would he? Because he never saw a lot, did he? If it was against the Wenger side, well, yeah. If it was against the Wenger side, he would have seen it. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if it was one of our players, he definitely wouldn't have seen it, would he? But anyway, I think it would have been harsh personally, but there you go. So Arsenal now, they're going to say we've got Thomas Partey and Nicolas Pepe both on now. Slightly different changes, shape and a change of emphasis in our play, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. So it's Pepe now down that far side, looking to. He's got again. He's faced by 2 defenders. Plays it back to Bellerin. There's not a lot of movement in front of Bellerin, so he's forced backwards to David Luiz. Granit Xhaka again square. He's got Saka outside him if he can find him, but again he's forced back. Crystal Palace are defending him pretty well, actually. To be fair to them, they're denying us a lot of space. Rob Holding's now looking to play the ball out wide to the right hand side to Nicolas Pepe, looking to make an impression in this game. Thomas Partey's first involvement there. Simple ball out to Bellerin. Plays it to Smith Rowe. Drills it in and towards Lacazette at the near post, and it's headed out for a corner. I think it's Kouyaté again. He's played quite well, Kouyaté, actually, in defence for Crystal Palace. Seeing as he's generally a midfield player. He's done a good job there at the back for him. But Arsenal got another corner. Again, it was good play from Smith Rowe. And again, it was a decent ball, actually, looking for Lacazette, but it was well defended. And it's going to be a corner on the far side. Arsenal's right. I can't see who's going to take it. Saka's been taking all the others. Is he taking this one, or is that? I think it might be. Pepe taking this one. It's Saka. So it's a decent delivery towards Rob Holding. He's headed it just wide. Oh, that was half a chance there. Of course, he did almost score, didn't he? Just before, a little bit earlier from a set piece as well. This time he gets up. He gets a better header on this one, but he heads it just wide. Seems like the paper is falling from the cracks as well. A little bit. I think the second half's been better, Kevin. I do. I think the second half's been better. It's still not great. I agree. I thought we started with a lot of intensity. Yes, it's dropped off a little bit. I think we have to give Palace credit for that. I think they've defended well. They've played well without the ball tonight, Palace, actually. But we still haven't really had any real good chances, have we? It's a little bit of an in-between performance, I think. I don't think it's quite as bad as maybe 5 or 6 games ago. And obviously, it's nowhere near as good as the last couple of games in the Premier League, certainly. So it's maybe a little bit in between the two. But I think we do need to give Palace a bit of credit. I think they've played well, actually. So I think that needs to be taken into account as well. And Ben just wanted to mention that chance there from Holding. It was a chance with the header. It looks like Palace are going to be bringing on their first substitute. It's going to be Jordan Ayew, who's he's caused us problems before. I think it was him who scored the equaliser last season, wasn't it? In this fixture, so he's a dangerous player as well. I've got a feeling Benteke might be the one to go off for them. He seems to have run out of steam a little bit. He had a decent first half, but maybe not so in the second half of Palace. So there's just over 15 minutes to go, and we need to find a goal. Actually, I'd be a bit disappointed with a draw in this game. I've got to be honest, even though it's probably a fair result, maybe on the overall way the game's gone. But anyway, that's a long ball over the top. They're looking for Lacazette. I think it was Thomas Partey with that ball actually. But Palace clear it away. Again, Benteke doesn't really hold it up. Thomas Partey's got the ball again, plays it into Aubameyang. He's got it back now, Thomas Partey. He's looking for some movement. In the end, he just plays it out to the far side to Bellerin, then to Pepe and gets it. He's looking for it again, Thomas Partey. He's got it. He's looking for a pass. Instead, he plays it square into Xhaka. Xhaka does well. Is he going to think about a shot? No, instead he plays it to Saka on left-hand side. That's a good ball. Saka crossing to the near post. But again, Palace deal with it. That was Tompkins that time. They don't really clear it that far, and David Luiz heads it back in. But now they've got a chance maybe of a breakaway with Zaha, but he's gone down. Now it's Eze, and he's held up there. Thomas Partey with a good tackle actually, but Zaha's got the ball on the far side. Eze still down after that that challenge there from Thomas Partey. I didn't think it was a foul actually, but the referee has stopped play now, so Eze can get treatment. The ball's been kicked out. I don't think it was a foul. I don't know if he's maybe landed awkwardly. Look like Thomas Partey just won the ball. We're going to see a replay of it now. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was a little bit forward. I think they just clashed knees. Actually, they're quite sore. Them. I've done that a couple of times playing football myself, and it is a sore one. But I don't think there was any intent. I don't think it was a foul, and I think it's just going to be a throw to Arsenal. But they'll probably throw it back to Crystal Palace. He's still down actually. Eze. Maybe that might change the substitution that they were going to make. I think it was maybe going to be Benteke going off for Ayew, but maybe Eze might go off instead. But Ayew's just getting warmed up there. He's stripped ready to come on. So I don't know what's happened to his brother actually. I'm not sure. But anyway, Eze is getting gingerly to his feet. Yeah, the Smith run was for a serious foul, but I don't think it was because he was leaning backwards and off balance, and he didn't go through the ball, did he? He just maybe connected with a little bit high. The Luiz one, I say, I don't think there was any. I don't think that was that bad at all, really. I think Zaha's reaction was a typical Zaha reaction to every time he's fouled. To be fair, but anyway, I didn't think there was too much in that. He's sneaking at Luiz. Well, yeah, maybe he's a little bit, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think there was much in there. Anyway, Eze's sort of limping back onto the pitch at the moment, and Crystal Palace haven't made their substitution yet, so I don't know if they're waiting to see how he is before they bring on Jordan Ayew. Benteke won that header, but it goes all the way through to Bernd Leno, and he just gives it nice and simple to Rob Holding. We're now getting into the crucial part of this game, aren't we? I always thought the first goal was going to be crucial, but it's looking as though one goal is probably going to win this now. And let's hope we can get it in these next 12 minutes. There will be a little bit of stoppage time in the second half. There's been a couple of injuries to Crystal Palace players mainly. But Palace now looking to build a counter-attack of their own down this near side. Zaha now over this side. He's popped up everywhere, hasn't he? As he tends to do. This is a good run, actually. He comes into Townsend now. Back to Zaha. It's across to the far post, and actually it's well defended by Pepe there, actually. Got back well. Take a point. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'd be satisfied with a point. Yes, you could say it's probably a fair result on the balance of the game, and the chances. Maybe Palace probably had the better chances, certainly in the first half. I think we've been the better team in the second half overall, but yeah, I guess a draw is a fair result. But yeah, we need more. And Crystal Palace at home is a game where we should be expecting to get more. And we haven't really maybe played well enough to win this game up till now, but we'll see what happens in the closing stage. I think Crystal Palace have conceded the most amount of goals in the last 15 minutes of games this season. So let's hope that goes in our favour and we can get a goal from somewhere. a bit like we did in the FA Cup game. But it's Crystal Palace counter with a ball played into the box, and actually Saka there, difficult ball to deal with, but he dealt with it well. Now Aubameyang wins a throw. Yeah, we do, Kev. Yeah, we do struggle to create much. That's true. Yeah, I'm not really sure why, because we've got the creative players on the pitch now. It is Benteke going off for Jordan Ayew, by the way. They're making that substitution now. I say Benteke, I thought had a decent first half. He's maybe struggled a bit more in the second half to get into it. Yeah, I don't know why we're struggling to create so many chances when we've got our best attacking players on the pitch. You know, we've got obviously Smith Rowe, Saka. Actually, Arsenal made a substitution as well. Nketiah has come on for Lacazette while that other substitution was going ahead. So we've got Nketiah now as our centre forward focal point of our attack. Of course, Lacazette's been in the goals, hasn't he? But he didn't really get a sniff tonight, did he? Partly due to Crystal Palace's good defensive play, but also we didn't create anything for him. And it maybe goes back to the point that Kevin made before about it being 5 or 6, like a similar performance to 5 or 6 games ago. Yeah, maybe a little bit then. Yeah, Spurs have conceded a few late ones. 3 in one game, I seem to remember, against West Ham. But I'm sure I read a stat somewhere that Palace have conceded the most in the last 15 minutes in the league. So let's hope that's a good sign for us and that we can sneak one. I won't be surprised if it's Eddie Nketiah that maybe gets the goal if we're going to score. Maybe a fox in the box type chance in the last few minutes. Let's hope that's the case. He touched the ball off there to Saka down his left-hand side. Saka tries to go past the defender, but actually it was well defended by Palace again. That was by Joel Ward, I think it was. But Saka's got the ball again now, a little bit of space. He's got a Smith Rowe running off him. That's a good run from Smith Rowe. And he wins a corner again. Smith Rowe has probably been our best attacking threat, actually, in this game. He's not had as good a game as he's maybe had in the last couple of weeks, but he's certainly been our brightest attacking spark. So 7th corner. Let's see if we can get something from this. This time everyone's going inside the 6-yard box. We do seem to do these little routines from corners, but none of them seem to work because we don't score from very many of them. They're all lined up on the goal line almost now. Saka's going to take this on the near side. He drills it in. It goes long, actually. Rob Holding peels off. It's ahead of Nketiah. Can't quite force to an Arsenal player. Comes to the edge of the box. Smith Rowe, it's blocked. A powerful shot out from Smith Rowe from the edge of the box. It was blocked. Oh, well, let's hope that's good then, Kev. Let's hope that brings us luck, you cat. I hope so. We certainly could do with some. Should rebuild the team. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's what needs to happen. And it's started to happen a little bit the last few weeks. And they're clearly the bright sparks in this team, aren't they? And let's hope that we do build the team around them. It looks like that's the way we're heading. But anyway, Crystal Palace have got a break on here with Eze cutting inside from the left. He'd crowded out a bit. There's good defensive play again from Arsenal. Xhaka's currently got the ball to Aubameyang. Finds is that Nketiah or is it Saka? It's Nketiah. He was fouled there, just down by the touchline. And also we have a free kick. Let's hope we can get this goal in these last 7 minutes or so that remain of normal time. Of course, it took us extra time, didn't it, to score at the weekend? We're not going to get extra time tonight, are we? So we need to find a goal inside the regulation 90 or 95. But anyway, that free kick hasn't really come to a lot, but we've got the ball over on the far side. Thomas Partey then threads it into Bellerin and gets it back. He's not had much influence yet, has he, Thomas Partey? He's made a couple of nice little passes. But anyway, Smith Rowe now driving forward again, gets the ball back, but didn't quite reach him, and Crystal Palace can deal with it. Arteta get his foot in. I bet he'd love to be out on the pitch, actually, wouldn't he? Arteta still probably still fit enough to play, actually. Anyway, again, it was a poor ball out from Rob Holding, and now Crystal Palace have got a break on down the far side with Zaha running at Rob Holding. That's only going to end one way. Zaha goes down, looking for a penalty, but I don't think it was. He was looking for that. But the minute he got the ball and he was going to run at Rob Holding. Rob Holding actually did well. He held his ground And Zaha was just always going to go down as soon as he got in the penalty area there, wasn't he? But he should have maybe been dived for that, because sometimes players get booked for diving when they don't really dive, they just maybe fall over. He actually was looking to try and cheat the referee, and I think that's much more worthy of a yellow card for diving than some of the yellow cards I've seen given. But anyway, Nicolas Pepe's currently got the ball on the right-hand side, finds Bellerin, plays it into Smith Rowe, does well again. It's back out to Pepe, just inside from that right touchline. Plays it inside to Partey, finds Xhaka. He's going to line one up his left foot, is he? He does, but it's not a great hit, actually. But it does come back to him, but Crystal Palace now getting the ball clear. They've got an opportunity for a break. It's Andros Townsend, but it's well covered by David Luiz. I think David Luiz had a decent game tonight, actually. I think he's been solid and strong. Rob Holding as well. Can Arsenal get this goal in these last closing stages here? Be a big goal as well, won't it? There's 2 extra points, could be massive in the league table. But also as well, it's important that we keep this clean sheet. Our first, I mean, that was soft there from Zaha. It was 50-50, that, wasn't it? He was pulling Rob Holding a little bit. Rob Holding was they were just jostling for the ball. It's poor from Zaha, actually, trying to claim a penalty for that. I thought Rob Holding did well there. He was strong and actually showed a little bit of pace unusually, because he normally gets caught out for pace, doesn't he? Quite often, Rob Holding. He's not the quickest, but he done well there, actually. And I think we've contained Zaha pretty well most of this game. He's had 1 or 2 opportunities, especially in the first half. The second half, he's not really had a lot of influence on this game. But then Crystal Palace haven't had a lot of attacking threat at all. It's come mainly from us, but they've managed to hold us at arm's length, really. We've just lacked that little bit of quality needed to break them down. But we have still got 3.5 minutes of normal time. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time at least, I would say. It's like we can just get one really big chance in this game and get this important goal, and it will be a really important goal as well. Xhaka now bringing the ball forward. It's a great ball to Xhaka. Oh, it almost found Saka, but Crystal Palace defended it well. Xhaka's good at them balls, isn't he, inside the fullback. Zaha in the Man United shirt, do the refs give it? Well, he gets quite a lot of penalties as it is for Palace, so I don't think it necessarily matters who he plays for. If it was Bruno Fernandes, it would probably been given, though. Come on, Arsenal. Let's just get one big chance to win this game if we can. Eddie Nketiah does well there, actually. He was fouled by Townsend, and we've got a free kick in a decent position. It's not a fantastic position. It's out to the left-hand side of the penalty area. A similar position to Crystal Palace's free kick that where they had that header off the bar in the first half. It's going to be Saka that's going to take it for Arsenal. It's in line with the left-hand side of the penalty area, about 10 yards outside the box. It needs a good delivery, and we could maybe get an opportunity to win this game. He's putting some good balls, Saka, tonight, actually. Saka, sorry. He's putting some good balls. Let's hope this is another good one. We can get someone on the end of it. They're all in a line on the edge of the 18-yard box at the moment. It needs a good delivery, Saka. Come on, son. Oh, it's a bit too close to the goalkeeper. He punches it away, but it's come to Nicolas Pepe. Lines up a shot, but it's high and wide. He was about 25, 30 yards out as well. Very optimistic to try and score from there. And it's gone over the bar. Crystal Palace is going to make another substitution now, actually. With a couple of minutes to go. I think they've maybe settled for a draw, perhaps. It's going to be Mihajlovic, whoever you say his name. The captain, he's hobbling off, actually. He's got a bit of an injury. And that's why they've made that substitution, in actual fact. Milivojevic, that's how you say it. He's going off, and it's going to be McCarthy coming on. So it's a like for like swap, that, isn't it? Yeah, he has done that same shot every game. He tries it every time he gets the ball, doesn't he? And very occasionally they fly in the top corner, and we say how brilliant he is. But 9 out of 10 end up like that one did, unfortunately. And that explains why he's not starting regular games for Arsenal anymore. Anyway, let's hope that he maybe get this winning goal. Somebody does. That'd be really, really good. We're into the last minute of normal time. I don't know how much stoppage time is. I'm going to guess 4 minutes. There's been a couple of stoppages, a lot of substitutions. So let's hope that we can get this one big chance to win this game, because that would be very, very important. Thomas Partey's now got the ball. I guess the important thing is not to lose it as well, though, isn't it, in these last few minutes? But come on, let's get this goal. Xhaka's got the ball now. There's a good run from Nketiah actually off him, but he switched it instead to the far side to Pepe. Takes a good touch on his chest. It's going to be 4 minutes, actually, stoppage time, which seems about right. So let's see if we can get this goal. Bellerin now on the far side. We're trying to push Palace back and look for this opportunity. Xhaka's now got the ball. Plays it to this near side to Saka. Wasn't a good touch. And he's got out for a throw-in. The poor touch from Saka there. He needed a good touch and he could have maybe whipped the ball in. Three and a half minutes of stoppage time left. I've got a feeling it's going to finish 0-0 this game, isn't it? It's looking that way now, unfortunately. Can't see us getting this goal, but you never know. While there's life in the game, there's still hope. And we do look the more likely side if anybody's going to get a goal. So I think the second half's been better, but still not quite enough yet. This is how we can get this goal anyway. So it's a throw to Crystal Palace on this near side. They're in no rush to take it. I think Crystal Palace are settling for the point now. And you can probably understand why, actually. In fact, the stats have just come up. There's been 11 attempts each. We've had 4 on target and they've had 2. So their chances were probably clearer chances. But perhaps a draw is a fair result if we're being brutally honest. Crystal Palace have played well and do probably deserve something from this game, but I don't care about that. I want us to win. We took that free kick quickly, actually. We might have won another one, which we have. Saka was fouled by MacArthur. Palace are getting a little bit desperate now. Yeah, he's a great player, Saka, yeah. Sometimes his final ball's not always fantastic, but he's more often than not, he does produce a decent ball. We're throwing everyone forward for this free kick. It's going to be Saka again. By the look of it, he's going to take it. Very similar position to the last one. A little bit further out this time. It's a better ball. Oh, it's just flicked off ahead of a Crystal Palace defender. It's a really good ball there. The goalkeeper couldn't come out and get that because it was in that dangerous corridor. But it was headed out. But suddenly there's a mistake from Arsenal now. And Palace have got a break on. In fact, they've got 4 players forward here, but they've still got a break. It's Jordan Ayew facing with Bellerin, but Bellerin defends it well. Well done, Hector Bellerin. That was important. But Crystal Palace have got a corner. It was Xhaka actually slipped over. He was unfortunate. It wasn't anything other than just a slip, but it did almost lead to an opportunity there for Palace. Jordan Ayew was looking to get a shot away, but it was good defending from Bellerin. In fact, Ayew looks injured. He's only just come on. Maybe that's why he's not been starting games. Maybe he's injured. But anyway, it is a corner to Crystal Palace. We're in the last minute now of stoppage time. So the first priority is to defend this corner properly and hope we can get a breakaway and get a chance to win it. It's going to be Eze with the corner from the far side. He's headed away, a big, powerful header from David Luiz. But it only comes to Mitchell, who puts it back into the box, a long ball into the box. It's headed down. It's going to be a shot. Is it from Townsend? No, he's forced wide. Zaha on the edge of the box. No doubt he's going to try and get into the box and fall over. Instead, he goes back out to Townsend, whips the ball in. Now, Arsenal got a chance of a breakaway with Eddie Nketiah. He's not got a lot of support in front of him, actually, but he's done well to win a free kick. We're now into the last 30 seconds of stoppage time. Can we get this goal? It'll be a massive goal if we can do it. It will be a massive goal. We took the free kick short, actually. Thomas Partey's got the ball now. Clips a long ball over looking for Bukayo Saka, but it's headed out. Wasn't a great ball, if we're honest. And now, it was a good tackle that from Thomas Partey on Zaha. This might be our last opportunity, but no, it's not going to be. The full-time whistle's gone. It's finished 0-0, and I guess it is a fair result. Let's be honest. I think Palace deserved at least a draw from that game. I don't think we did quite enough to win it. They probably had the 2 best chances in the first half. The header from Tompkins, which came back off the bar, and another header from Benteke, which was well saved by Leno. we didn't really have any clear opportunities like that. We dominated possession in the second half. We looked a little bit more threatening, but again, we just failed to create any really good opportunity to get the goal that would have been so important. I can't remember their goalkeeper being stretched really from a save. It was good to see Thomas Partey back on the pitch. Arsenal looked very disappointed. The players, you can understand why. It was an opportunity for us there. I don't think we quite did enough to win that game. And unfortunately now, in terms of the top four, Leicester are fourth with 32 points. We've got 24. So we're 8 points off the top four. And I think we've played a game more as well. So it's not great, is it? We've kept our unbeaten run. First 0-0 league. It's the first 0-0 ever at home against Crystal Palace. We've drawn 0-0 at Selhurst Park in the league twice. Once was in 91 or 1990. Once was in 97, I think. So, but yes, the first 0-0 ever at home. We did have a 0-0 at home in the FA Cup once against them. But yeah, it's unusual to finish in a 0-0 draw. It was a sort of game where it looked like there was going to be goals in it at some point, but I just don't think we didn't really do enough, did we? At home, it was, the first goal is draw at home. Yeah, I mean, it's I just don't think we quite did enough in the final third, did we, to win that? So it was an opportunity there to pull some points back and really close in on the top six and the top four. But the problem that we've got always is going to be, because of how many points we've already dropped, that every single point that we drop now between now and the end of the season becomes massively more important, doesn't it? Because we're playing catch up all the time. And unless we win every game, which, let's face it, we're probably not going to do, because nobody's put together a run like that, have they? Disappointing. It is disappointing, but I guess we didn't lose, did we? And we have kept our first clean sheet at home in the league this season as well. So we need to take some positives from it. But yeah, I think a draw is probably a fair result. A fair play to Palace. I thought they played well, actually. It is. Whichever team can put together a winning run, but nobody's really put together 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row, have they, this season, which is unusual, because usually a few teams will do that. But so far this season, nobody's managed to do it. We had an opportunity today to make it 4 wins in a row in the league, and we couldn't manage it. But we didn't lose. And if we do win on Monday against Newcastle, then I guess that won't make this result as bad, I guess. But if we drop points again on Monday, then that won't be good at all, will it? Yeah, 5 games ago. No, exactly. And we're unbeaten now, aren't we, in all those 5 games? And we have won 4 of them. Yes, it was 0-0 at 90 minutes on Saturday. It's 0-0 at 90 minutes today. So that is still a worry in terms of the goal scoring. If you take away the Chelsea game at home, where we were exceptionally good that day, but we haven't really scored enough goals at home, have we, in the league? We're just not scoring. And this again was another example of that. And again, it was against Newcastle at the weekend, wasn't it? At home, we're too easy to defend against, I think, at the Emirates. And that's a big problem. Away from home, you feel as though we maybe get more space, and we do look more likely to score goals away from home. It is a problem at the Emirates again. But we're unbeaten in 5 games. I do think we need to take the positives from that, because it's a good run. It's our best run of the season, still unbeaten, and we need to keep it going. We need to get a good result. I think Monday now becomes more of a must-win game than ever. We know what it's going to be like against Newcastle. They're going to defend, and I say we did find it really difficult, didn't we, to break them down at the weekend. So yeah, it's a really, really important game now, isn't it? When you look at the league table, it was an opportunity for us actually to close that gap. In fact, we would have been level on points with Aston Villa, who are 8th, if we'd won this game. They've got a much better goal difference, and they've got 3 games in hand. But anyway, it would have only put us 4 points behind Tottenham. So, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. So thanks for watching, and thanks for your contribution as well. Great to have a discussion about red cards and stuff as well, which was nice. So yeah, welcome back anytime. Coming up on the channel, actually, I will be doing a full preview of this match tomorrow. A video going out looking at this game in more detail, maybe where it didn't quite work for us, and the good points as well, because I do think there were a few good points in this game as well. It wasn't great, but there were some positives to come. So I'll look at all that as well. And then that'll be coming out tomorrow. And then hopefully over the weekend, I will be putting together a preview of the Newcastle game. And I'm hoping to get the Newcastle fans back on as well over the weekend at some point, maybe either Saturday or Sunday, and maybe even do it Monday before the game, actually, to speak to them again about the upcoming game on Monday. Of course, they're having a few issues of their own, aren't they? Heading down the wrong end of the table. They can't win games or score goals. So that'll be an interesting show as well. So there's lots coming up on the channel. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe on YouTube to the channel. Obviously, lots of good stuff going on. I will probably be doing a watch along on Monday as well at a Newcastle game. In fact, I will be. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I think the crowds do make a difference. Yeah, of course. And perhaps we may have been able to, the crowd may have lifted us to get a few more goals in these home games, and we may have picked up a few more points. I agree that may well have been a difference, but I don't think it's just that. I think that's a factor, but it just seems to be the creative side of our play isn't great. And I say we do look too easy to defend against at home. You know, Crystal Palace defended well tonight, but we didn't really stretch them enough, I didn't think. And that's been a similar story at home games. It was the same on Saturday against Newcastle. And I say, apart from the Chelsea game, it's been a similar story, hasn't it, for a lot of our home games this season, pretty much all of them, actually. We've just not really scored enough goals at all, have we? So that's clearly an issue. That's the biggest issue for me at the moment, is trying to find a way to sort that out, really. And I say it's not going to be any easier on Monday, despite Newcastle's position in the league. And despite their recent results, they're going to get everyone behind the ball. They're going to play, 5-4-1 probably, as they did in the cup game, and they're going to make it difficult for us. And are we going to have enough about us to break them down? I think Thomas Partey coming back into big plus. You could tell he was edging his way back in tonight. He got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, didn't he? He did okay. He did a few good tackles in midfield, won the ball a few times. But yeah, you can tell he needs a bit more game time to get fully up to speed. Hopefully Martinelli might be able to play a part on Monday as well, because he gives us so much going forward as well, doesn't he? Such an option there, and so much energy that he brings, and quality as well. So there are some positives to come, and I say we didn't lose this game, and we could have lost it, couldn't we? Because they did have a couple of good chances in the first half, didn't they, Crystal Palace? So we need to take the best that we can from it. And when you look at the league table, they're only a point behind us, so we are very on a par with them, aren't we? And I think that game kind of showed that. Yeah, Partey will get better. Thanks for watching, Kevin. Again, it's always great to. I know you seem to tune in a lot, which is great. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow I won't be doing it live. I'll just put out a video. I'll record it in the morning. It'll probably go out around lunchtime. I'll be sort of sharing it on Twitter and on Facebook and stuff, the link when I've done it. But I'm hoping to get it out by about 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'll do it in the morning and hopefully get it out then. And then I haven't decided when I can do the Newcastle show yet, preview. Need to speak to the Newcastle guys so we can get them on, but that will probably be over the weekend at some point. There's a couple of other videos I've got lined up as well, and a couple more live shows that I'll be doing over the next week or so. A really special show, actually, I've got planned. I just need to get it finalised. It's going to be an interesting little show, that as well, but that won't be for a week or so yet. But I will. I'll put the links down and everything like that anyway. Maybe just click on the notification bell as well on the channel, and that'll keep you updated when things go live as well. But I say the video tomorrow, I'm hoping to get it out by lunchtime. I'll do it in the morning probably. It's a bit late now to be doing it, I think. So I'll do that tomorrow. But yes, I say there is lots of good stuff coming up. So please stay tuned to the channel and subscribe if you haven't done so. I know I've got a lot of new subscribers over the last couple of weeks, which has been really good. I've noticed there's been the videos are getting a lot more views lately as well. So I'm guessing it's getting more traction, getting found more, which is thanks to you guys for your support, for liking the videos and all that kind of stuff as well. It all helps. So yeah, it's starting to really pick up. And I know, obviously, with people off work at the moment, maybe people got a bit more time to sit and watch YouTube videos. So I'm grateful to everybody that's been tuning in to my little channel, and I hope that you do enjoy the stuff that I do. And the stuff that I've got coming up as well. Hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. So, but yeah, I think that's it. I'll say, obviously 0-0, nothing much to talk about in the end. But I say, at least we haven't lost. We've kept an unbeaten run going, and we move on to Monday and Newcastle, another tough game. Let's hope that we can get a win there, and keep trying to push up that table. At least it looks a little bit more healthy now than it did going up to Christmas. So we need to be sort of grateful about that, really, don't we? Yeah. Obviously, there's still work to be done. There's still improvements need to be made. There's still the squad still needs to be strengthened, doesn't it, in certain areas, midfield in particular. But I say Thomas Partey back, brilliant. So that's a big, massive plus. So yeah, thanks to all you guys saying in the chat, Kevin and Silius as well. Thanks for joining me. Ben as well, of course, earlier was in. Russ as well at the beginning, and Mark as well. So thanks to all you guys for tuning in. I'd say please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I say stay tuned for over the weekend, coming up some great stuff as well. New videos. I've got some new little graphics and stuff I've been working on that I'll put on the videos as well, just to try and mix it up a little bit, and make it look a little bit better as well. So stay tuned. I say thanks for tuning in tonight. Sorry there wasn't any goals to bring you, or certainly no Arsenal goals anyway. Luckily, no Crystal Palace goals either. Where there could easily have been one or two, couldn't there? So yeah, it's finished. Unfortunately, at the end. Well, I say unfortunately, we didn't win the way. It's finished. Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 0. Lots of work still to be done by Mikel Arteta, and possibly the guys behind the scenes sorting out transfers as well. But I think money's a bit tight at the minute, and I don't think we're going to do much in January. But it's clear that work needs to be done. But we didn't lose the game. We played okay. Second half better, and let's hope that. We can keep pushing on, keep the unbeaten run going, and I say try and keep pushing our way up that league. And you never know, we might sneak in the top 6 in the end. After all, mightn't we? After all the problems we've had, that would be a great finish to the season, wouldn't it? So, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Stay tuned, of course. In the meantime, as always, disappointing result tonight, maybe, but probably a fair result. Come on, you Gunners! Come on, let's get some goals on Monday.